need to shave soon. What's good, what's good? Welcome everyone that's hopping in right now. Out here just vibing. Getting some sun in the, we got morning sun, now it's time to get some daytime sun. Still a tough day today, but I mean, it is what it is. Gotta get the mornings right somehow. I mean, simple as that. I'm not gonna sit here and just complain. Just gonna get my sun, and yeah. Can't do a flip, sorry. I don't know if I like this angle that much. Yeah, this angle sucks. Oh God. It really does though. Get stabbed with these things constantly. What's my goal today? My goal is to hit 2,000 subscribers today. That's my goal. And not stab my feet while I'm in the process of doing that. Nah, we're just out here. Ask me anything. Chill stream. Just getting sun. Vibing. Until y'all get me on a topic that I'm gonna get excited about. And then it'll get a little bit more intense. But until then, we're just out here chilling. I don't like this angle though, at all. Like, I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I don't like this one either. I don't like any of them. Okay, anyway, yeah. I'm 21. We're out here just giving life advice, getting sun, staying healthy, trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. We need about 80 more. Yeah, this is basically what I'm doing right now. There's nothing else to do also. Like, y'all gotta realize I'm in a weird like situation where I really can't do too much work. So I'm kind of just forced to stream a little bit. Why do I feel like the angle of this side is so much better? Is it because it's higher? Like, what is it that makes it so much better? But on this side, it's just horrible, like dog. Like, just horrifyingly horrible. I just don't get it. Like, do I gotta throw like a bunch of rocks up here to make it look good? I don't do any Lego, anything like that. Nothing to, Jesus, this rock is so hot. There we go, finally. Holy shit. I can't get it. I literally cannot get it. Can't get the angle I want. If y'all saw what I was doing, y'all would think this is psycho. Bro, what are you doing? But sometimes that's what it takes, low key. This is fine. Okay. Yeah, so anybody got any questions about anything, any workout advice they need, anything like that, y'all let me know. We can run through it. How to just become higher testosterone, higher intense person. You know, simple as that. Jesus. Why we? Oh, let's see what this guy looks like. Let's see what this guy looks like. No profile picture. Oh man, that's tough. Well, I mean, if you think that it's fun to comment on other people's lives when they look better than you and they're clearly beat the, I can't say that out loud, but could absolutely kill you. That's why you're saying it on live. See, you could be doing anything. You could probably say it to my face too, but you're not. You're saying it behind a screen. You know why? Because you're a scared person. Keep losing my phone. But here's the thing, brother. I hope for the best for you. I hope you can get stronger, because right now you're probably really weak. That's why you're commenting things in the first place. So I hope like things will get better for you, because I know it sucks like being weak and little like that and small, and knowing and seeing other people's lives and seeing them all good looking, getting all these, you know, comments and stuff. I know it could really drive jealousy. So I really pray for the best for you, brother. You know what I mean? And, you know, hopefully you could, you know, possibly be a supporter and get tan and jacked like all of us. But until then, I mean, have a good time commenting on other people's lives behind a screen with no profile picture. I'll have a good time being tan, jacked, huge, because I'm like 6'2". And I don't know how tall you are, but I feel like if I were to look at you in person, I feel like I would look like this. Look at you like this. Like, oh, what's up, big dog? What's going on? But yeah. I love it. I can't get enough of it, bro. I can't get enough of that stuff. This is why I love lives. Like, y'all really push me to do more videos every single day. I cannot get enough of it. It's just these rocks. That's the only thing. Like, I'm setting up these rocks, trying to make them work. Don't they like that? I'm sure. Nah, brother. You are completely chilling. I'm only talking about the weak people that comment bad things, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about all my supporters that are just here to become strong as possible and as big as possible. You guys think, keep in mind, you guys think when Floyd Mayweather, someone who's 5'3", walks into a room, you think they give a fuck? No, because he's Floyd Mayweather. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But the other thing is, Floyd Mayweather would never comment on a live like that. So I know it was much more than you know, it was more of a mental weakness, if anything. And guys, just for reference, if I ever call anyone small, I'm talking about their presence. I'm talking about their brain and their dominance. I'm never referring to height. I could refer to height to myself, but never referring to someone else's height. I'm always just talking about their brain, their dominance, their aura, or I might just be calling them skinny and weak. And but I'm never calling someone short small, because a lot of short people are pretty, like, bigger, stronger. And also, you guys have the advantage in the gym because you guys can get bigger and stronger faster. 5'7". Well, 5'7" is not that short. You guys have to understand, like, 5'7" is the average male height on Earth. So when people say stuff like 5'7" short, it's just incorrect. You know what I mean? I think what's short is, like, I guess anything under like 5'1". But, like, yeah. No, like 5'7" is literally the average male height. So if you think that you're short if you're 5'7", I don't know. Take a look at the Earth. But if you're short and you feel weak, go to the gym. Go to the gym right now. Like, literally get to the gym as soon as possible, because that's your advantage. You can get bigger and stronger way quicker. I mean, I know some of my short friends that push way more weight than me, and the reason is because simply genetics. Like, if you're bigger, you're more compact, it's just easier. It's harder when you're longer and you have longer limbs, you know what I mean? Do you like LeBron? Yes. Graham Stephan's 5'3", bro, got everything. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, height is just, like, height's kind of like, I don't know. It really doesn't mean that much when it comes to your overall, like, character. Or it means nothing when it comes to your character, to be honest. I think some people get caught up in it because they have nothing else to, like, show for it. But yeah, no, it's definitely, like, you gotta be more concerned about, like, how am I... Oh, what up, Izzy? What's good? Yeah, we're just talking about, like, how to, you know, I guess, build more character without worrying about anything, like, materialistic, like height, weight, or genetics, or anything like that. It's all in the brain. But we're also talking about the fact that if you were given any of these disadvantages or genetics, then that is fuel and fire to become the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, because you got that extra edge, you got that fire. You know what I mean? You got, like, you know you got to work a little bit harder, which is okay, because then, you know, you'll work hard and you'll always have that for the rest of your life. It's just overhyped by society and social media, nothing else. And, well, that's the thing. Also, if you go into the regular world, you realize how little it actually means compared to social media. Like, a lot of people that, you know, don't go out in the real world, they only look at social media, they get really, you know, discouraged about height or whatever, and then they go to, you know, like a local bar or whatever, and then they see some short guy with a bunch of hot girls, and they're like, what? That doesn't make sense. And it's like, no, because you guys have this all skewed. You know what I mean? Like it's about aura and presence, okay? The height is just a number. And the truth is, if a girl's only going for your height, not the vibe. You want her to like her for you, okay? Strong intellect is almost always achievable if you aim to expand your mind every day. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, expand your mind. Listen to everyone. Don't just go in with your own take. You know what I mean? Like, listen to everyone, even if you disagree with them, and then make your assessment. Don't go in like, I'm already going to disagree with this person. What's this person going to say? Like, he's full of, you know, whatever. Like, you know, like, be open-minded. Maybe they'll say something that you've never learned before. Or maybe not. But, like, you'll never know unless you listen. And don't have that, like, pre-bias. You know what I mean? NFL, hell yeah. Dolphins. Thanks, bro. I always feel kind of positive and motivated by listening to you. Hell yeah, brother. We keep it moving here. We keep it vibing. Also, my phone is going to get a temperature warning soon. So, maybe let's not do that. Yeah, no, I'm a Dolphins fan. And the only reason is because I'm from South Florida, simply put. Like, there's actually no other reason but that. Oh, man. Whew. How do I ask someone to dance? So if you're talking about, like, if you're asking, like, them, like, how do I ask someone to I don't know what to dance. Like, you're at a dance and you want to ask them to dance. I would say, that's what I'm assuming your question is. So we're going to go with that. I would say the best move is to be natural, okay? Just be chill about it, okay? Like, you could like, literally put out your hand and just say, like, you know what I mean? But, like, don't be like, hey, like, I've been waiting and I kind of been thinking, like, maybe we should... No. Like, make it natural and chill, okay? None of the pressure. They don't want to feel pressure. You guys are dancing. It's supposed to be fun, okay? Like, you might as well not even say any words and just put your hand out. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they're vibing, you're vibing. Like, you don't even, like, that's what I'm saying. If you make a big deal out of it, you start asking all these questions, you're like, yes, no, like, how do I phrase... Like, everything's going to go wrong because now you're overthinking and it's not going to be natural. Like, I would say you're much better off literally just putting out your hand, just looking at them, than just being like, hey, like, would you like to dance with me? Like, you know, I just don't think that's their move, you know, especially the older you get. What we got? You smoke weed. Whew. Am I allowed to answer that? I think so. I don't know. Yes, I've tried it before. Stop yapping, be chill. Lead by example. What up, Kimbin Studio? W Apes, bro. Hell yeah. Was good. Oh, what up? Yeah, so it's getting hot for me. I'm gonna keep it real. Uh, I'm sweating. Okay, that's a fact. And the truth is, I'm doing this live because the morning wasn't great. And I use the motivation of the bad morning to take it into what the work I did today to try to make it a good day. So we lost the first quarter of today. I did. Okay, I don't know about you guys. I did. But we look at this like a football game, like Tom Brady in the fourth or the third quarter comeback type vibe. So it's like it's not really that we lost today. We just lost the morning. We lost the first quarter. But now we have to go extra hard in second, third, fourth, all that different stuff, which we could do. But like at the end of the day, what motivation is going to get you to go above that edge, except for the motivation of doing so bad in the first quarter, which is what I'm using with the morning motivation because I didn't have a good morning, and I wasn't locked in. So keep that in mind that even me, someone who's giving y'all advice about everything, I could still have mornings, tough mornings, lazy mornings, feeling like I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And the truth is, it's not about, like calling yourself out. Like it is, but then it's about calling yourself out and then doing the work. A lot of people, they get two and two mixed up. Okay. They either just constantly call themselves out and then never, like never really do anything about it. And then some people never call themselves out and they're just never honest with themselves. So they never get to the root of the issue. The deadly combo that works really well to actually help you grow is to call yourself out about it, be honest about it, and then find ways to help it and solve it. Okay. Navigate little things in like the vibe to, help it, solve it, or just become better overall. Okay. Just keep that in mind. What up? Was good. Put a shirt on, bro. Dude, it's like 100 degrees out here. I'm literally sweating right now in Arizona. Like, there is no way I'm going to be able to put on a shirt right now. Maybe later tonight, but right now, nope. But also, y'all gotta realize, I live in Arizona and South Florida. Like, those are the only two places I lived for the past 2-3 years. I lived in South Florida my entire life, and then lived in Arizona the past 2-3 years for college. Now I'm here for the summer. So you guys have to understand, I'm always warm. I'm always sweating. That's my vibe. So all of my videos, you're going to see my shirt's mostly off. So if you don't like my shirt off now, sorry. It's all like that. That's what it all is. Because that's just the advice that I give. I give off like primal, not following the rules kind of advice that still helps you grow, become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Dang man, I'm glad you doubled down. Have a great day. Thank you. Or have a great day. Thank you, brother. Well, I don't even know what I doubled down on. But thank you. I do double down a lot. I'm very, like, if I say an opinion and I don't correct myself then, like, right away and, like, make it specific, I will, there's a 99.9% chance I'm going to double down on it. Because what I say, I pretty much mean, I believe that what I say is the best answer I've come up with so far. Do I know all the answers? Of course not. I think that's impossible. Anyone that says they does or do is probably low intelligence. But I do know that I figured out something that a lot of people haven't. And I think I could share that. That's what I think. You should take a shower. What up? You look like Benson Boone. Okay. You know what? I'll give you all that. Because I actually looked him up finally because I got all these comments and I actually kind of do. A little bit. Like a little bit. But not extreme amount. I feel like I look like a more nature, like primal version of him, but maybe like I don't know, but I see if I grow out my mustache a little bit more, maybe get a little bit wavier hair, maybe. I feel you. I see the recognition. What else we got? Much love from Montreal, bro. Hell yeah. What up, everyone hopping in? Yeah. So this is the thing. Bad morning, actually horrible morning, but that's not the point. The point is that we use these bad mornings to have a better day. That's the entire point of this thing. So when you guys are watching, you guys are like, I'm having a bad morning or I'm having a bad day. Me too. But the truth is, how do you get over this? How do you fix this? Well, you use that motivation from the bad day, from the bad morning to be like, okay, this went bad. Let's switch it up, okay? Tom Brady, third quarter comeback, okay? Because your life is a football game. You just lost the first quarter. If you go hard in the second and third, you come back and win. But if you don't, if you say, nope, we already lost first quarter, we're going to lose the entire game, it's already over, then that's exactly what's going to happen. So you guys have to think of your days like games a little bit. And like, all right, I lost the first half. Like, we're down 0-28. but make a comeback. Greatest comeback of all time. And then you have a good day, and then you win the day, and that's how it works, okay? So think about your days like a football game, and you tell me how much better your days get. And seriously, like intensely, and if you need football, basketball, whatever sport you do, whatever, it's fine. But if you can break it up into quarters, then you're not so concerned. You feel like the start of the day is not going good, everything's going to go bad. It's like we got quarters, first quarter, whatever. Second quarter, let's run it, you know what I mean? Can I have a shout out? Do you have a girlfriend? No, I'm single. Wake up and feel grateful you're still alive and healthy if you're having a bad day. True. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes y'all need to understand the baseline of happiness is gratitude. I know maybe some of y'all heard it, some of y'all haven't. The baseline of happiness is gratitude, meaning that like that baseline happiness, something that you need for happiness, no matter if you have all this other stuff, if you don't have this thing, doesn't matter, is gratitude, gratefulness, being grateful for the things that you have. That is the baseline of happiness. If you don't have that, you can't really navigate all these good things that you have because you don't have the gratitude for it. So then you're not thankful for it and you can't enjoy it. But if you can have the baseline for happiness, you can get much richer and be happier from it. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are like, money won't make you happy. Well, it's like, that's true to a certain extent. Money won't make a sad person happy, but money will make a happy person happier. 1 trillion%. There's nothing to deny that. I am fully in the mindset that is a fact. My hair is kind of frizzy. Can you give advice on how to fix it? Well, like I said, my hair is kind of frizzy too, so I wouldn't know advice to fix it except comb it to make it straight or like have like some like hair straightener. But for me personally, man, I use sea salt spray and clay to make my hair wavier, and I like it kind of frizzy like that. I like it kind of all over the place. I don't like a clean cut. I don't want to look, too put together. I want to look, a little all over the place. That's good for me. I'm chilling with that. Not this hair specifically, though. Like, I actually think I need to get a haircut. But overall, like, what's my hair look like in the past couple weeks? I definitely have been a fan, for sure. But nah, bro, you gotta understand, like, I don't know if some of y'all's parents, like, convince you that you need a clean cut or, like, just looks more professional, like, people won't take you serious. Like, stop. It's not 1950s, okay? People can have tattoos. People can have a little bit frizzy hair, okay? It's all about your aura and your presence, okay? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some parents are so concerned about their kid, like, having a good cut, wearing a belt, but they don't even take their kid to the gym. Like, if we're going to focus on all these good things to make yourself look presentable, you might as well get a crazy good physique because that's number one. Nothing's going to beat that. Everything you wear will look better if you have a good physique. Simple as that. Just how it works. It's never not worked that way. How old are you? 21? Grow out your goatee, brother. I'll try, man. I really will because I shave it a lot, and that's definitely, I don't know if it's helping or not. I don't really know. I'm not too aware. But what I do know is, yeah, looking at it, I don't know. I kind of like this just mustache, solo mustache. I'm not even going to lie. I really do. I really do. And it's bad because a lot of people don't like it. It's a very, the thing is, if I do the goatee, I won't let it go too much here. I'm just going to try to grow it here and here. You know what I mean? But it really depends. I'm going to need to see. I'm not even like in a, I don't know. My face hair grows kind of fast now, but not fast enough where I could just like maneuver it within the next couple of weeks. Definitely would be like a month-like process. And also, it took me so long to shave this for the first time because I wanted to keep it without realizing that if I shaved it, it would actually grow better. I don't know why I didn't think like that, but that was just bad, non-primal hormesis kind of thinking. Y'all want to know what the word hormesis means? Hormesis is basically the idea that anything in like this world that like breaks you down will make you stronger. So like in the gym, you're breaking down, your muscles or whatever. Okay, you're breaking down and then you recover them with food and sleep and then they fill up again. So it's called hormesis. You're breaking it down for it to build stronger. Or you cut off a root in a tree and then the root goes back stronger. It's like, well, how did that happen? It's like, well, hormesis. Or like you cut off, hairs in your, eyebrows or mustache and it grows back stronger. And it's like, well, what is that? That's hormesis, okay? Hormesis is basically the idea that everything in this world that can break you down and possibly kill you, but doesn't, will make you stronger. So like even like the sun, like if you get a bunch of sun, then your body will just get used to getting a lot of sun. And it'll just, that's why they think some people like, there's a lot of different stuff that goes into it. It's pseudoscience and it's bro science, and it doesn't apply to everything. You guys have to understand. Like, there's some people that genuinely think it applies to everything. Like, they think it applies to smoking too. Like, if you smoke a bunch of cigarettes, your lungs will actually be stronger because you're breaking it down so much that, they need to work harder, which will actually make them stronger. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. Probably not. But I also know that there's a lot of really, really old people that are cigarette smokers. And the cigarette smokers that die at an early age usually have a lot of other stuff going on, like bad diet and all these other things. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people like to put, they put sun as something, or red meat, sun, and cigarettes. Like, cigarettes is probably the biggest killer, but when they put red meat and sun as like the two killers, or for making people like die, or get older age, or just be unhealthy, that to me is insane. That's where I'm like, nah, like, we can't really be doing this to humans, because now we're lying to humans about how life works and how death works and how all this stuff works. And because we're getting lied to, we have people thinking that the sun is unhealthy and forcing them to lather their skin with a bunch of BS sunscreen. And then what they do is they eat BS food because they're afraid that red meat, the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, is bad for you. So instead they eat fast food, BS processed carbs, all this stuff, different BS, get bad sun, and only get a little bit of it because they like go to a park for like an hour and then never get sun, put on a bunch of sunscreen. They're messing up their skin, they're messing up their UV system, they're messing up their diet, and they think they're being healthy because they're told to avoid red meat and the sun. Well, here's my take on this entire thing. And you can call me wrong, it is what it is. I'm not considering myself an expert. I'm considering myself someone young, curious, and addicted to, the truth. And I will say this, based off what I've seen on the internet. Now, I know everyone's like, well, what do you mean on the internet? Who cares? Well, I don't know. It seems like it really makes a lot of sense to, follow what happens with people's stories on social media to really get a good assessment on things. Like, if I wanted to know how to, shoot a three-pointer the best way, I would look up a video how to shoot what form you need. So I would do the same thing for health. And what I notice is there is a lot of vegan people out there. There's also a lot of carnivore people out there. Same amount, I would say, online. So now I'm asking, who looks better? So clearly, from a visual standpoint, all the carnivores, for the most part, look better. Unless they were going through a weight loss journey and the vegan, was, had really good muscle recovery and was able to handle protein a lot better. Yeah, sometimes. But when it came to how they felt, never have I seen a vegan say they were full carnivore and then went to vegan and they felt better. I've seen many vegans say, oh, I was eating the standard American diet, like burgers and all that, and then they pointed out on red meat, say it was meat, say that it was bad meat, and then feel better, even though they really cut out processed foods. But you know what I constantly see is carnivores who used to be vegan and then went to carnivore and talk about how much better they feel, and then people that used to be on the standard American diet that go on carnivore and talk about how much better they feel. Once that happens, once I see all those people saying that and then barely any vegans saying anything except for this one guy, I remember this one guy, I was like, he looks like a healthy vegan. You know what? He ended up also switching carnivore. Just so you know, the one guy, I was like, maybe this guy. Just so you guys know. So I don't see any healthy vegans anymore. Like, any ones that are thriving. Like, genuinely, like, I used to try all these diets. This one's the best, and now I'm thriving. I don't see it. So for me, I'm like, okay. Based off what I see, even with all these studies that also contradict each other all the time because they're constantly being paid off by different doctors. And if you guys were really big study people, you guys would know, especially in health, that studies contradict each other all the time. It's like, what do the studies say? What do the studies say? If you really read all the studies, you'd be like, oh my God, they say a bunch of different things. How do I know what's right or wrong? How do you know what's right or wrong? Trial and error. Watch other people and see how their body reacts to it, okay? Yes, these studies work. Yes, these studies can give us a good representation. But when we see all these studies that constantly are contradicting yourself and then finding out that some of these studies are paid off by people to make money and, sell worse food, then it's like, okay, well, how many of these studies can we actually trust? Even the new ones, we don't really know. So trial and error and watching other people do it is one of the best ways, the absolute best ways to find out if something's good. So if you want to know if a food is healthy, talking about steak, right? would you not eat it every single day and only eat that thing called the carnivore diet? That people have not only said, gave them massive weight loss, massive health benefits, clear skin, released all their autoimmune issues, but also on top of that, like it's amazing how many people have actually said how much red meat has helped them. And to me, I'm just like, okay, all of these people are lying. Why? What good do they have to lie? So then I'm just like, okay. So I've done it for myself now the past 1-2 years. And I feel great, feel best I've ever felt. So then it's like, okay, who's right? Are these people, these doctors, these overweight doctors that are fat, sick, and unhealthy in the most unhealthy country with their information that we're trying to use in our country, that we're the most fat, sick, and unhealthy, are those people right? Even though some of those studies are literally paid off for people to make money and to make men have lower energy, are those people right? Or is there another side that could possibly have some truth to it? For me, it's basically undeniable. It's undeniable. I believe we're fully being lied to. I don't even believe that it's like a mistake. I believe we are being lied to. I believe that there are people that knew that red meat was good, knew that it gave energy, and said, I don't want men having high energy. We want workers, okay? We don't want them thinking things because then they'll feel the control, and we can't have that because we need to be able to control them. That's why they made cereal the breakfast in the morning, because that could have them lower energy, lower testosterone, and fatter, sicker, and lazier, right? And now we have people thinking that cereal, people that eat all that in the morning, is good, even though it's one of the worst things you get. And then we have the fattest, sickest, most unhealthy population of all time. And then we're like, oh, red meat, sun, those are the killers. What are we talking about right now? Like, what? Do you guys ever watch like a hunting documentary? Have you ever watched a tribe in the forest? Do you not see what they do all day? They hunt, eat raw meat, drink blood in the sun. That's what they do. They eat bugs. Like, that's their life. And they're not sick and unhealthy. They're not dying at 50 like they said cavemen were in the back in the day. Only reason that stat's a thing is because kids died at a very young age from disease. Nothing to do with the actual average lifespan. It's not like at 50 they just died because too much steak and sun. That's not how it worked at all, okay? Anyone that thinks that, you are low intelligence, just so you know. Anyone that thinks that. But most people don't go that far into it anyway. But if they do, please don't go into the wrong rabbit hole, because it is a rabbit hole. And if you fall into the wrong one, you could constantly think that, because this is the issue, is the doctors then blame everything on red meat, because all those studies came out to make, men have lower energy for them to make money, right? And sell you guys processed carbs and cereal. So all those studies came out, so then everything got blamed on red meat. So every time anyone ever had a health issue, the doctor would always ask, do you consume red meat? And the person that doesn't know anything about health just does things like, oh yeah, I consume red meat, but they don't do any of the other healthy stuff, because like I said, you can't just be carnivore and then expect to be good with all the other stuff. You know what I mean? So that's where the issue comes in, okay? Okay, my bad. I haven't looked into this in a while. What up? I'm very skinny. What's best workout for me? Push-ups, brother. Push-ups. And then compound movements, okay? Bench, squat, deadlift, dumbbell press, dips, weighted pull-ups. All compound movements, all heavy movements. If you're skinny, you got to get thicker muscles. You got to get bigger muscles. You got to focus on the slow and controlled. You got to focus on muscle hypertrophy. You're trying to fill up your muscles as much as possible. Now, obviously, you're trying to get strong, too. And if you want to really go into that, then you focus more on the neurological. But if you're purely focused on getting bigger, you got to focus on muscle hypertrophy. You got to focus on stimulus to fatigue ratio, doing the right form, right muscle, like connection, all that stuff. Very, very important. So research it. Also, you got to eat big to get big. If you're skinny, you got to eat way more, and you got to train harder to get the same results as some people that don't have to work as hard. But you work harder and you earn it more, and you can use that for the rest of your life because you actually have that hard work mentality. They don't. How do I get muscle? I get picked on a lot for being skinny. So like I said, bro, eat big, get stronger. Like you can't be in the mindset like, how do I do this? Like, how long is it going to take? You need to be in the mindset like, I don't care how long it takes. I don't even know what the fuck I need to do. I just need to do it. So like 10 push-ups right now, like 50 push-ups right now, like 100 push-ups right now. Like if you haven't done that yet and you're like bothered that people are calling you skinny, like use that to your advantage. The truth is you're not going to just get over it. I can't get over it. It wasn't possible for me to get over it. I couldn't handle it. I had to. So if you're that way, if you're like me and you're like, nope, I can't handle this, like I need to, then just go do push-ups literally right now. Like not after this stream, Not tomorrow, right now. So then it stays in your head and you actually can do that and you can actually feel good and you actually feel like you've made a start. Because if you've never done push-ups in your room, you doing it right now today, major step. You've just started a journey that you don't even realize. And 10 push-ups may not sound like a lot, but you don't understand how big that step is. Because it's the first time you've trained your brain to do a high intensity thing in the comfort of your own room. And that's so, so, so important that you actually do that. So, and again, you're getting picked on, that's full motivation, okay? Some dudes never get picked on for being skinny. They always stay skinny, and then they're like, oh, man. And then they get picked on in, like, college, and then they're like, whoa, what just happened? And, like, not even, like, a comment or something. They're like, wait a second, like, what? Like, I'm not skinny. Or, like you know what I mean? Like, something where it's like, what just happened? Like, it throws them off. You don't want that. You want to go, like, into, you know, whatever your situation is where, like you go into the adult world and that never happens, okay? And make sure that never happens is to commit to being like, okay, I'm become the strongest version of myself, become the biggest version of myself, become the most, like, intimidating, like, be able to defend myself as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, if you're getting picked on for that stuff, like, you need to be able to go full prison mode and defend yourself. Like, this is literally survival mode for not only, like, human experience, but also, like, being able to defend myself and protect myself. Because if people see that I'm easily messed with, then other people are going to want to do it. And that's going to start a trend, and you can't have that. So you got to go, like, said prison mode where you're just full survival, full, you know, like, I'm going to get as big as possible, strong as possible. There's no situation where every single person that hasn't said anything about me, I'm not going to get stronger than in some sort of realm. I'm not going to be able to push more weight than them. Like, I need to get to that point. That's what you need. That's what your mind needs to be like. Because if you can get to that point, you can actually accomplish all the goals. You'll feel so good. You'll feel so good. And when you see those people again, I swear to God, it's going to feel so good. You're just going to look at them, all the people that picked on you, and you're going to be huge, not skinny. And they're going to look at you, and they're going to be pissed, obviously, and it's going to feel good, okay? Like, you don't understand. Most people, like, feel bad when people are pissed off at them or dudes are pissed off to them. You never understood what it's like to have a dude, like, pissed off at you because of pure jealousy, because you are now, like, they used to make fun of you, and now you're, like, look a lot better, and they're just like, what the fuck? Like, I swear, it's a powerful feeling. Is a feeling that a lot of men have never experienced because they don't use that fuel to motivate them to become the biggest, best version of themselves. But if you do, you literally have the comeback of the year. You're like Michael Jordan, bro. You know, don't make the team sophomore year, all of a sudden you're the best player in the world 2 years later, brother. Come on, comeback story. Yes. Jake, how do I gain weight even though I eat a lot? Is my fast metabolism. Like I said, gain more weight, you got to eat more to get bigger. Simple as that. And, like, the whole fast metabolism thing, I have fast metabolism too. I still do. Truth is, it's not an excuse. You got to do what you got to do. Like, even if it is harder for you to put on weight, even if you see your friends eating way less food and still gaining weight, you have to understand your body's different, you're built different, it is what it is. Yes, you probably have fast metabolism, but at the end of the day, you have to eat more food, you have to train harder, and you have to eat big to get big. It's simple as that. There's nothing going against those things. There's no, like, secret hack. If you are skinny and you have a fast metabolism, you have to work harder, you have to train harder, you have to lift heavier, you have to eat bigger, you have to do more than the average person, okay? Now, it sounds like it sucks. It's like, why do I not get that advantage? Why do they get the advantage? The advantage comes later once you have that work ethic. First off, you earned it, so it feels a lot better. Number one, now you have that work ethic for the rest of your life. You can apply it to anything. Business, relationships, whatever you want, your passions, you know what I mean? But if you never develop that work ethic that a lot of people don't develop because either they don't work out at all or working out comes super easy to them because they have good genetics, they don't have that same fire. They don't have that same thing. But if you got that fast metabolism, you got that fire to be like, I got to work hard. I got to go way harder because if not, then I lose because, you know, the disadvantage is already at me. You know what I mean? What up? Hello? How do I get higher testosterone? So higher tests, let's talk about it because I am a testosterone coach. So this is a really good question. So diet needs to be absolutely locked in, okay? Red meat, eggs, salmon, raw dairy, fruits, vegetables. Okay, you're avoiding all toxic food, fast food, processed sugar, processed junk food, all the BS, all the stuff you know you're not supposed to be drinking either, okay? Only water, raw milk, electrolytes added to that water. That's about it, okay? Your diet needs to be locked in because you are trying to optimize your testosterone. So any little thing, any little toxin, you got to avoid it. And anything that could boost your testosterone, nutrient-dense food like steak, eggs, raw dairy, even if you do it like eating the steak raw, like all that's going to boost nutrients and that's going to all help with testosterone. And then we're talking about working out, sprints, full body movements, deadlifts, okay, high intensity training, really high intensity training is really good for testosterone because you're using your entire body for a high intense move. So it's like sprints, like you're chasing down a tiger or you're getting chased by a tiger or whatever. And at the end of the day, it gives a primal neurological response of hunter-gatherer vibes, which can boost testosterone because it's a survival instinct that we used to have that we don't tap into ever. But if you can, then you're going to boost testosterone because that's why we all have low test, because we don't do stuff like that. We don't sprint for food or get sprinted or get chased and then sprint away from that thing. So if you actually do sprints, you're doing a full body movement, you're doing a primal movement, and you eat raw meat after, that's a test booster itself right there. You just did the most primal thing. You basically just reenacted a hunting scene, basically. If you do 5 sprints and then you eat a steak after, like a nice rare steak, it is great for your testosterone, especially if you fast. Another thing too, I forgot to mention, fasting. Fast is great for testosterone, great for building growth hormone, because you're removing all the toxic BS and you're actually letting your body produce way more growth hormone. Also, you have to understand, all this test boosting stuff really goes back to us being primal, people in tribes where we'd hunt, and some days we would go with no food. It was what it was. If either we hunted it down and we got it, or we didn't hunt it, the family didn't get food, we didn't eat. It was what it was. So you gotta understand, like, day fast could actually boost testosterone because it puts your body in a survival state. It neurologically changes your brain. That's why we see these people in these tribes, they're so strong and they're like jacked or whatever, and you're like, what do you mean they barely eat? It's like, well, the food that they eat, it really is a lot because their body is so, it's almost like a tree that needs like some water and then it'll just grow. Instead of you guys filling up all your stuff and all your fats basically covering all your bioavailable like cells, so your body can't even if you are eating healthy food, all the fat's covering up, so it's not even doing anything to your body. They're cut of all the toxins from the fasting and never eating processed food in the first place, that all the food hits them, and then they have all this high testosterone. Then they wonder why their testosterone is so much better than us. And there's a lot more that goes into testosterone, and if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I am a testosterone coach, and if you guys want to go deeper with it, you can DM me one-on-one for a one-on-one call, and we can see if you're fit for my program. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But diet, training, lifestyle, and sleep and recovery, 4 most important parts. I agree with you that I'm pretty sure the ingredients in cereal are the same stuff they used to build houses. I'm pretty sure it's called, yeah, there's a bunch of BS in there for sure, 1 trillion %. How do I get strong? Not big, but I'm very skinny. Like I said, brother, if you're skinny and you're like, but I don't want to get big, get that out of your head, okay? You'll never get big. That won't happen. You might get like fat because you're just eating and not working out, but you're never going to get too muscular. Like any dude that's skinny is like, I don't want to get too muscular. That's not a thing. There's no too muscular. That's never a thing. Men work 10 years to build 2 to 3 pounds of muscle a year, some of them, because it's so hard to put on muscle. Muscle is one of the hardest things to put on, especially as a skinny person. So there is no too big. So you can eat as much food as you want. Keep it healthy so you don't get any fat, right? But the idea of you getting too big this way, incorrect. Incorrect. It won't happen. You're skinny, fast metabolism. It won't happen. It won't happen. I'm telling you. And the truth is, you can't even be concerned about that. You just got to eat a lot and train hard. Okay? If you can do both those things, you're chilling. Do you stretch before a workout? No. I really don't do much before my workout. If I would recommend you guys do something, I would recommend you guys do like moving stretches, like high knees, butt kickers, maybe some Frankensteins. But I don't do any stretches before my workouts. Only thing I do is just kind of meditate in the chair for like 5 minutes, or the bench thing or whatever. Meditate, get myself into a mode, and then I go to it, really. I go pretty heavy right away, to be honest, because some people think, oh, you're not just going to heavy, you're going to hurt yourself. The truth is, I think it causes muscle stimulus right away. I think it causes a neurological testosterone boost right away. Here's the thing you guys have to understand. Did they need to warm up when a tiger was about to eat their entire family? Did they get to stretch and warm up? No, that's not a thing. So this idea that like it's natural and normal for us to warm up and stretch before, not really a thing. Now it has become a thing because we become so out of shape as a population that people constantly, they don't do anything. Then they do one sport a year, then they pull something, then they're like, oh, you didn't stretch. It's like, well, yeah, but we're also so unathletic that like this is the only reason we need to stretch in the first place. And the truth is, all those people in the tribes don't really stretch that much. Okay, some of them have some yoga in there, but the truth is they're not stretching. They're just moving. They're just constantly moving, because if a tiger chases them, there's no, oh, did you stretch before that? Wait, before this tiger chases you and tries to eat you and your family, did you guys stretch before? No, that's not how it works. So for me, when I work out, I go into full survival mode, full hunter mode. I'm like, look, if a tiger was about to chase me and I need to like push this weight, or I need to push this thing off of me, I can't just stretch and, I just need to do it. And to be honest, what will actually happen is your muscles and body and neurological responses will get more used to pushing heavy weight from like a non-state of moving anything to like a, quicker one. So you don't even need to do warm-ups. Very interesting logic, and you got to be very careful with it. Make sure you're not doing any serious weight. And I still do like a warm-up if I'm doing a massive weight. I'll like Like if I'm about to do like let's say this week I go for like 85-pound dumbbells. Like I'd probably do 55-pound dumbbells for like 2 reps before I would actually do it, just to feel it out. And barely anything, not like a 10-rep whole thing, none of that BS, but like just 2 reps just to feel it out, because you want as much energy as possible for the PR, and then go. That's basically my vibe. I appreciate it. Can I drink Powerade? No. What are we doing? Not the vibe. No, we're just drink water and put electrolytes in it. It's as simple as that. Like we don't need to, like, there's so many different good electrolytes out there. We don't need Powerade, Gatorade, Prime, all that. We just need like normal electrolytes with water. Got Roman Reigns abs. Thank you, brother. Talk slow. How much is your program? There's a couple packages in there. So once we see your like goals and we see where you're at with everything, like what you want to achieve, how long you want it to get done, we kind of talk about it through there. I put on 5 kilograms of muscle in 3 weeks, brother. That is really awesome. That's like 6 pounds of, yeah, that's a lot. That's almost like unheard of. Unless you're like a noob and then you also have really good muscle building genetics and big bone insertions. Ideal body type for 5'4" men's heights. How do I get a 6-pack without losing muscle? Bro, what? What do you mean, how do I get a 6-pack without losing muscle? You continue to just work out. There's no reason you should be losing muscle unless you're not working out, okay? If you're still working out, still doing those muscles, your muscles will just continually grow and you'll keep the 6-pack. The only reason you would be worried about getting a 6-pack and losing muscles if you didn't work out. The idea of losing muscle means that you're not working out, okay? So you can't do that. You have to work out. You have to exercise. Like, simple as that. But yeah, the 6-pack you just got to kind of do. And like diet locked in, training locked in, core movements, keeping your core tight the entire time when you train, pull-ups, knee-ups, all that different stuff is very good for the 6-pack. Also, inclined weighted sit-ups. Don't worry about high-rep sit-ups either. People think, oh my God, I'm going to get so lean, I'm going to do all these sit-ups. Like, it's not how it works at all, okay? You want to stretch them. That's how they get better. What is your snap? I can see if I can call you. Wait. Just if anyone needs one-on-one, DM me on my Instagram links and my YouTube, or shoot me a comment on YouTube if you want a one-on-one call with me, and I'll send you my Calendly through there so you can book a call. Just type comment one-on-one. That's 2 times a week push-up body. Damn. Some of y'all are interesting. Yeah. Anyone saying I don't got any muscle is, doesn't have a profile picture. What about body armor? No, bro. Just water and electrolytes. Don't make it a big deal. Can we ask anything? Sure. Dang. Bro, how to reduce chest fat? Brother, same way you reduce all fat. You train hard in that muscle group and you get your diet locked in. Simple as that. How old is your neighbor's aunt, grandpa? I don't know what that is. My sister says you look hot. Thank you. Definitely want one-on-one. Hell yeah. Just, if y'all want one-on-one, like I said, comment on my YouTube, one-on-one, and I'll send you the link directly there. Or like I said, just DM me on my Instagram, and we'll just run it through there. What's good? What up? Like I said, how to reduce chest fat. Yeah, like I said, y'all are so like, you guys, here's the issue. You guys think like these certain muscle groups, like, oh, like how do I reduce chest, like how do I reduce fat from this, or how do I reduce fat from this? It's all the same. It's all going to reduce fat the same way. Everything's going to be the same. You guys have to understand, it's all the same. Oh, man. See, this is why I need to make more videos, because I could talk about this stuff on the live, but if I could just like, sometimes I get questions and I'm like, honestly, what I'd rather do is just be like, hey, watch this video on it, because I go way more in depth with it. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, like I just don't say it the right way. But yeah, it's interesting what you're gonna get on these lives. You're gonna get people that like genuinely like hate on you, like will hate on you, and then you'll get people that will really really like you, and it's just like, where's the in-betweeners at? You know, where are the people that are like, this guy's okay? They're not here. They're not here because they swipe up. People that really don't like you, the thing is they care enough to comment. That's the thing. So there's something that they got, like they're obsessed with you in some way. People that really don't care, iffy, they just swipe. And then people that really like you are just kind of, yeah. But it's very interesting. Like, I don't know. I look, my entire life, I've gotten hate. I've gotten people underestimating me. I've gotten people thinking I'm not, what I claim to be, all this different stuff. My entire life. This is my entire life. You guys have to understand. So if I'm seeing something, I'm like, oh, that's just another thing. But the thing is, what I find so interesting is I've never seen someone hate on me that has a profile picture and is posting their gym physique. Never. Never. Every single time it's either not a profile picture. Actually, that's not true. One time this 51-year-old lady commented on my thing saying the words loser. And I go to her profile picture and she's a 51-year-old lady, like making videos about her plants. I'm like, I thought it was a bot. I'm like, what 51-year-old woman has the time out of their day to comment on my live? You are double my age. What are you doing? This is weird. This is so weird. But that's what the internet will get, because again, there's a lot of things I've heard on the internet I've never heard in person, at least in the past 2-3 years, because a lot of the things they wouldn't say to my face. You know what I mean? Like before, when I was, weak and skinny, people would just say it to my face. They weren't afraid of me. They were like, what are you going to do? Now I never get told it, because at the end of the day, people are a lot more afraid. But I can get told online because they're less afraid because, they won't see me in person. But the last time I've been told I was skinny in person, like someone looked at me and went, "You're like," no, it doesn't happen anymore. Because it's a different situation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just different now. And I love it. I can't get enough of it. And that's why I like the lives, though, because it still gives those, like, hating comments of, like, oh, like, there's still people that do hate on it. They just don't say it in person because they're jealous and intimidated and scared of you. So you just got to keep that in mind, too. I don't play on me, rather hate on person. Remember me? 100 gorillas versus you. Who's winning? I don't know. I think I'd have to test that out to, see. Instagram. So my Instagram link is in my YouTube bio. It's Jake's Takes 2023, I think. But yeah, that's the vibe. Hey, what up? What up? Hero, I'm Asian. What up? Was good? Yeah, like I said, it's been an interesting day. It's been an interesting morning. You know what I mean? And it's just, there's a lot of like, I don't know, different things kind of, going on that I'm happy about, kind of sad about, like neutral about, I don't know. So that's kind of where the vibe's at right now. Maybe we should go back outside. It's not too hot out here. It's way too hot out here. 1,000,000,000% too hot. Jesus. What up? Now we're getting that sun. Do you watch fighting sports? Yes. I watch UFC. I definitely got way more into UFC the past 2-3 years. We have a little little bag right there we use sometimes. But yeah, it's a vibe. I like it. For me personally, I've always kind of been, I don't know, I guess a little, like, I didn't really like boxing that much. But once I saw UFC, I was like, I like this. This is a bunch of different stuff. Like, I like the idea of mixed martial arts. What up, Rocky? What's good? Khabib or John Jones? I mean, to win, I'm gonna have to go John Jones. Like, in a fight to win, John Jones. But who I like more, Khabib. Why do I like Khabib more? Because yes, John Jones is cool. He's got that like spiritual mentality, all that. But Khabib is so disciplined. He's so locked. He's so focused on his goals. Like, the truth is, the dude could be on a yacht. He could have 10 models. You know what I mean? Kind of like Conor McGregor style. You know what I mean? He could be living up his life, and he chooses to stay in Russia and train other people. Like, I don't know what kind of discipline that takes, but it's just insane to me. Like, you know, he doesn't shake hands with any women besides his wife, or like he doesn't touch. Like, he's like that disciplined, and like I guess that's what it takes to be the best. I could never do that, but just that level of discipline is just, to me, insanity. It's quite literally insane to watch. Jake, you're such a good boy. Thank you, brother. Yo, 3.5 days left till 10th grade. Hell yeah, brother. Good stuff. Like, the greatest? Okay, yeah. The greatest, I'm going to have to go with... I don't know. I can't, like, the great... That's so hard. That's such a hard quiz. There's so many different weight classes. There's so many different... But just... Khabib's just... You're never going to see someone like Khabib, except the people that come from Dagestan, you know, like Islam or all those Russian dudes that are just absolute killers for no reason, except the reason is because they train in Russia. They wrestle bears and stuff. Like, there's a whole different training system going on there. Like, in the USA, it's like, oh, like, you guys practice. Over there, they train. You know what I mean? It's like 3 times a day, 4 times a day type stuff. And they train hard, okay? And it's not like weightlifting where you need the muscle recovery. You need, you know, CNS recovery. You don't need any of that stuff, okay? You just need to get good. It's a whole different vibe. It's very different. Khabib and Conor McGregor was the best feud. The truth is, what fight do people remember the most? Probably that, to be honest. Like, let's keep it real. You have a girlfriend? No, I'm single. But, no, like I said. Yes. Oh my God. I literally watched a Daniel Cormier, like, YouTube edit the other day. It was so hype. I don't even know why it got me so hype, but I swear to God, I listened to this Daniel Cormier Instagram edit for like the last 20 minutes of my gym session. And it was a great edit at the end of the day. I do and text you. All right, I'll get back to all the comments and DMs I got, because I just saw I got a lot of DMs this stream. So I'll look at them after I'm done with the stream. But yeah, there was a Daniel Cormier edit where he's just like, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So like, I was in college and some basketball player was like messing with me and stuff. And then you know, I drove home pissed off that happened. Drove back. It was like at the student union or something, or like the quad center or whatever. Drove back because he was so bothered. He's like, no, I can't let someone talk to him like that. Said, hey, I don't know how to fight. That's what he said. And then the dude's like, yeah. And he's a basketball player. He took his basketball and he just smashed his face with the basketball and said, fight me now, fight me now. And then the dude ran away. And it was just, and then just an edit of Daniel Cormier just absolutely destroying people. And I was just like, this is so hype. Because everyone thinks of DC, Daniel Cormier is like this cuddly, like big guy that like no one, like he's a beast. Like, yes, and he fought John Jones. Like, who has the balls to do that? Like, fighting like an actual killer. Another killer, someone who, and he genuinely thought he was gonna win, and he was close. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that unfair. So for me, I'm just like, man, that That's something that dude's like, that edit just got me hype. It was just hype. It was just good timing. I don't know what it was. It was just like, for me, I guess it was just like the idea that he was still being underestimated in college, and like I just thought, like, you know, a lot of the major athletes like never really had that after, but like no, like it was a genuine college story of someone in college basically bullying him to a certain extent. And it's just, I don't know, I really liked it. It was very interesting, and it hyped me up to stay in the gym and go hard. Faux show. Yeah, shoot, I gotta go. Peace out, brother. It's crazy how the Pacers won game 1 on the road, and hell, I didn't even see it, bro. I didn't even watch it. My bad. I should have watched it, though. Okay, what up, what up? What was your favorite UFC fight? Favorite UFC fight? Probably Conor McGregor against Jose Alverde or whatever. When he just goes in like he doesn't give a shit and just beats and just fucking just one punch. Like, just literally like confident. Like that. Like when you see some guy, and this is complete opposite from Khabib. Zero discipline, or at least presenting like zero discipline. Conor McGregor probably has a lot more discipline than we've ever even seen. He just presents like he doesn't. But think about it this way. Someone that presents himself as zero discipline, basically walking on there like I'm gonna destroy you. Like, I don't care. Like, that's his vibe. He's just like, yep. And then he just, within seconds, you just see it, boom, done, over. Like done. Like, there's no, and then the other dude's all nervous and stuff. You could tell he's nervous, and then he just gets knocked out. It's just a bad look for him and a really good look for Conor McGregor. And I know it was barely even a fight, so I'm not gonna say it was my favorite, but it was one of the favorite things I've ever watched on the UFC. Was just this dude just confident, just his aura that night was probably like through the roof. Like, you could literally see the aura around him. I'm gonna actually do a live stream talking about aura, because I did some research about like how we all have spheres around us and how words are energy and vibration, and like you could feel aura on people, and how we're all like electrons, and the same way we get like signals from like a telepole, like we can feel humans' auras. That's why like you feel like energy's off. That's where that comes from. Jose Aldo, sorry, not Jose Alverde. Jose Aldo. One of the most popular fights of all time. I might have to show you guys. How you doing today? Doing good. Mine's Sunday and Pierre. Oh, I think I watched that one actually. Alex Pereira is good though. I wish John fought Francis. Yeah, that'd be cool. Francis is a beast. You should. I don't know. Jose Aldo, yeah. It's hot. Is it hot outside? Yes, bro. It's way too hot. I'm like sweating my balls off right now. Sorry. What fight do you want to see? What fight do you want to see that never happened? Probably like Khabib against, yeah, someone like, I don't know, like John Jones, I guess, because I know it wouldn't have made sense because someone would have had to drop and someone would have to gain extreme amounts of weight. But at the end of the day, those were the two people that everyone was like, who are the two, like, killers of the world? Those were it, so, I don't know. But, mine is probably Tony versus Khabib versus Israel versus John. Jesus, I'm sorry, my throat is, starting to get dry. What up? I do feel aura, it's weird. Yeah, aura's definitely a thing. Height, 6'2". Are you drinking energy drinks? Nope, 0 energy drinks for me. So let's review this real quick. Because I watch it all the time. All the time. I think there's also like a short about it. Like, that was literally seconds. And he just jumps up like, yep, I'm that guy. All that time, y'all just paid all that money to watch me fight this guy knock this guy in 10 seconds. Like, crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. So that's that. That's what that is. Like, aura. Simple as that. When did you have your growth spurt? So I was a late bloomer. So my height was very, very weird, and it's still weird to this day because technically I'm still growing to this day, even though I am at the ripe age of 21. So I was probably my freshman year of high school, like 5'1", 86 pounds. My sophomore year was probably like 5'4", uh, like 100 pounds, maybe 95. Junior year, I was probably like 5'9", 5'10". So sophomore year to junior is probably my biggest growth spurt. 5'9", 5'10", still like 100-something pounds. And then senior year, I was like 5'11", and probably like 110, 115 pounds. And then sophomore or freshman year of college, around like 6 foot, 100 like 25 pounds. Sophomore year of college, like 6'1", 130 something pounds. Junior year of college, around like 6'1", 6'2", around 135, 140 pounds. And now I'm like around 6'2", 145, 150 pounds. No, like 150 to 155 pounds. So, yeah. Definitely been a very interesting thing. And like I said, I went back to like my family like a month ago, and they literally all were like, you got taller. So I still think I'm growing to this day. I think part of it is just being a late bloomer, and then also all the testosterone optimization I do, like the heavy lifting, the sprints, the raw milk, the sun, all that different stuff. I think those two things combined really helped me have like a last couple inches even at the age of 21, you know? You got a girl? Nope. Single. Is that it? My friend is 5'8" or 5'9". He's going in his sophomore year, but his dad's like 6'1". You think he's gonna be taller? I don't know. I have no idea. A good sign to know if anyone's gonna get taller is you kind of just have to look at how developed they are. Like if they look like they already got like a full grown beard, then no, it's probably not gonna happen. But if they look like nah, like you still like kind of look young, like you're taller, but like you kind of still look young. That was me. Y'all have to understand. Like I would say my junior year was probably the weirdest because I looked young, but I was tall. So something didn't look right. You know what I mean? Like, I needed to, like, put on, like, muscle and, like, you know, do face exercises and grow some facial hair. Because, like I said, like, it looked like I had more growing to do. So, the best way to tell is, like, how far are they into their puberty? Are they, like, still getting, like, armpit hair, like, new armpit hair? Like, you guys have to understand, I didn't get armpit hair until, like, sophomore year of high school. Like, it took me a while. Like, I was a very late bloomer. But if someone is, you know, like you could tell that they're still growing, then yeah. But if it's already been like 2 years and they haven't grown and they already had that big growth spurt, the odds of them growing are very, very low. But heights like this, you know what I mean? So the slower they go, like the faster they go up, the longer it takes to go down. It's like, you know what I mean? For the most part, everyone's different though. Everyone's growth spurt's different. Some people just shoot up right away. Some people it takes longer, steady. Mine was definitely a longer, steady thing that's still going to this day. And I think again, the combination of me being a late bloomer and testosterone optimization really helped me peak to like a tall height. I mean, even my friends, bro. Like I remember coming back junior year and seeing one of my tall friends, like 6'2", 6'3", being like, bro, like you're almost my height. And I was like, that's life, man. You know, like I don't know. So I don't know. Height's weird and interesting, especially for me, because I've had an extremely interesting journey with height. Because I kind of have seen every perspective. I know what it's like to be short. I know what it's like to be medium size. I know what it's like to be tall. And so I don't know. I definitely have an interesting perspective about it that I will not be making a video about. I don't know. Not right now, definitely. Maybe later. Maybe later in life. Remember, what up, what up? I'm 15, 5'8". How tall do you think I'll be? Like I said, it depends on how developed you are. If you're like already fully developed, then there's a chance you might not grow anymore. But if like you can tell that your body still needs like isn't fully grown yet, like you still have like things that are like still developing, like you're still, then you know it's possible. But it really depends on like what like stage of puberty you're at. That's the most important thing, like to tell like what height you're gonna be, like or how much more you're gonna grow. Like I said, if you got a full grown beard, the odds of you growing any more than like 2 inches very low. You know what I mean? Like I said, I barely got this until like sophomore, junior year of college. So you know what I mean? Like even that. And like that's what I'm saying. Like even with all this different stuff, I still look, you know, younger. Not super young. I look like, I would say if I saw me from the outside perspective and didn't know anything about me, I'd say I probably look 19, 20. So I look maybe like a year younger than I actually am. which I am not bothered by at all. Before it bothered me because I was a little kid and sports it was annoying, but now it's like good because you look young at an older age, which is actually better. You know, it's like my dad always said, like, oh, you're gonna thank yourself when you're older, and then you're young, and like you still look good. Like, oh yeah, well now that's done. Now's that time. That's that start. As long as you get your everything else locked in. Yeah, he's had a mustache since he's like 9 or 10. Yeah, done. Over. And also, there's a good chance they probably also haven't grown in a while anyway, and that's another sign. That's the truth. Like, that's the truth. And I remember this when I was talking with my friend who was like around my height too. When we were both like around like 5'3", 5'4", like sophomore years of high school. And he was like, I was like, yeah, bro, like I'm gonna grow. Like I told everyone I was gonna grow. I like knew it. For whatever reason, I knew it. My dad was tall. Everyone of my cousins were tall. My brother was somewhat tall. I just knew it. For whatever reason, I just did. So I would always say that, and he'd be like, yeah, bro, me too. And I'm just like, I don't really think so, because you're like already a full grown man. Like I'm a kid. Like I know we're the same height, but like you compared to me, like you got armpit hair like 4 years before me. Like I just don't see a reality where you're gonna grow anymore. And I was right. He didn't grow at all. And I did. And I think the main reason was because I looked younger and I was less developed. And because of that, by definition, I still had more time to develop. Simple as that. So I think that's a big, well, probably the biggest teller of how much someone's going to grow is what stage of puberty are they in. And also look at their family members too, so you understand like what like puberty really looks like for them. Because like if they're really like a hairy family and they're not hairy yet, it's like, okay, well clearly like this person hasn't fully developed yet. But if they're not that hairy, it's like, okay, well are they going to develop that much hair in general? So, like, you got to really look at all those different things. I would say the best thing is to not worry about this stuff too much because you don't have that much control over it. But the things you do have control over is lifting weights, optimizing your testosterone to become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. So, like, at the end of the day, like, those things can help develop and grow you as a person, like, height-wise or muscular-wise or whatever. But you can't be caught up in the numbers. Just worry about, like, okay, I'm doing this and it's helping me. That's all you need to think about, okay? And also do research if you really want to get into it and be like, okay, I'm this age and like I really want to grow. Like, how do I get those extra couple inches? Like, if you really care about it, then you should do research. Okay, there's tons of videos on tons of people doing jumping exercises, doing little mini fractures in their legs or whatever. All this sprints, like that's what I actually agree with. All this different stuff to try to get taller, And then some people are just like, like, oh, like you just need to get like the best sleep. And it's like, you do need good sleep. Like if you do all those things right, you get bad sleep, you're done. But like it's everything combined, to be honest. But it also combines because you get better sleep when you get more sun and you exercise more. So it's like a compound effect. Changed my name on YouTube, but time that was given. Or Gavin, my bad. How many hours sleep did you get? Because they said like 8 hours of sleep matters. So here's the thing. How many hours of sleep did I get? Probably like 7. But here's my entire point. Who's they, right? They is people, doctors or whatever, saying 8 hours of sleep is the optimal amount of sleep. But we only really know that based off of averages. The truth is what's best sleep for one person, what's best sleep for another person are two different things. So I think what you kind of need to do is find out how much sleep is good. So if you slept 8 hours and you're like, I'm still tired, then you probably need more sleep. If you slept 7 hours and you feel energized, then you don't need more sleep. Because the truth is, those 7 hours were really, really good sleep that you got in. You know what I mean? And if you were a very healthy lifestyle and diet, then the sleep just goes better and you just have more energy in the morning. So sleep is just better in general. Because lifestyle, diet, and lifting weights is all better. So yes, sleep is extremely important. But your body will tell you when it's time to fall asleep if you're just doing a normal human lifestyle. Like if you're constantly scrolling on your phone, watching TV late at night, your body's not going to tell you to go to sleep because you're not telling your body to go to sleep. You're literally watching TV, you're watching a bright screen, and it's 12 in the morning. You can't be doing that. Or, sorry, not 12 in the morning, 12 at night. But if you close all your blinds, you turn off all the lights, you shut off all the noise, an hour before you fall asleep, you are literally telling your brain, it's time to sleep. I don't really care what you think. I don't really care what anyone else thinks. It's time to sleep. And it'll force your brain to go to sleep. And the more training, the more lifestyle, outdoor stuff you can do, the better and easier the sleep's going to be because you did stuff in the day. You have stuff to be tired about. Every single time I go on like a hike out here in Arizona or like I go paddleboarding or like saltwater tubing, without fail, every single time when I'm about to fall asleep, I am always extremely tired. I'm almost always beat from the sun. And the reason is purely because Why? I'm doing normal human activity that's causing a response of sleep. Simple as that. And that's what every human's looking to do. Just stimulating the response of sleep. So like a lot of people, they try to focus on their sleep and they don't realize like you can focus on your sleep as much as you want. If your lifestyle is not locked in to have good sleep, it won't really matter. So just keep that in mind, guys, that like at the end of the day, like sleep is important, but a lot of things you could be doing to get better sleep, a lot of humans are not doing, and they don't even really realize it. So, yeah. What up? What up? Do you have a girlfriend? No, I'm single. Oh man, Jesus, guys, I just have this like. Okay, here's the issue. I'll be vulnerable with you guys right now. I have this wisdom tooth, and it's like peeking out like halfway right now, and it is so painful. And that's why it's been kind of hard for me to talk and do all this stuff. Because I don't know what's going on, but something is not right. And, yeah, I don't really know what to do about it. Except, heal my body. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's a growing wisdom tooth. And that's the other thing. Let's talk about this whole wisdom tooth situation. So I'm over here with my wisdom teeth, one coming in like last month, completely messing up my face because it got swollen, because it got infected. Now this other one's coming in. And I think what's happening is because of these jaw exercises that I do, right? Before my jaw was like this, okay? So the wisdom teeth couldn't come in because they didn't have any space. But now I do these jaw exercises, right? So my face is a lot more out. And because my face is a lot more out, it's like, whoa, we're going to give you some room to grow your wisdom teeth. Boom. And just, oh, right there. And now it's just there. And when you guys know when you have like tooth pain, it's like, on the entire side of the face. So that's basically what I'm going through. That's why my face kind of looks like all like skewed and weird and stuff. Or I don't know if you guys can tell, but that's what it looks like. That's because, yeah. So that's what I got going on right now. If y'all want. And that definitely hindered the morning. That was definitely a big reason the morning did not go well. But like I said, I can't let these little hindrances affect, these other things, because at the end of the day, you can't lose. You got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep striving. Do you think when, they were dropping bombs on us, I don't know, whenever there was a war, or whenever anyone was in a war, do you think they were like, wait, is your wisdom teeth okay? I know you were complaining about that before we go out to fight these guys. Is your wisdom teeth good? No. They didn't care. So that's the thing, is like there's humans out here that are in pain and they just don't care. So you kind of have to like understand that they exist. So it gives you more hope to be able to do it yourself. Because obviously if no one's doing it, then it's like, okay, well, if I know that no one's going through this, and how am I going to be even, but if you know, like, okay, like there's some guy out in war right now that is going through 10 times more pain than me, and he is not complaining about it once. You can kind of put yourself in those shoes or those perspectives. Things could turn out a lot better. I'm not going to say it's going to make the pain go away, but it could just help you just think about it and navigate it better. Another thing, too, that you guys have to understand, though, your favorite memory. I don't know if I have one. A lot of favorite memories I have involve sports, scoring touchdowns, making, like, baskets, like, stealing the ball, interceptions, like, those are a lot of good memories I have. But also, like, I don't know, I would say just, like, overall, like, family stuff. Like, just what we were doing, kind of. I don't know. That was good stuff. I like that. But I don't think I have a favorite memory. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the sleep. But what were we talking about before that? We were talking about something else. Oh, yeah, the wisdom tooth. Yeah. So the wisdom tooth is something else. Just so you guys know. It really is. And, like, I'm just here to say, like, there's people going through much worse pain. Simple as that. And that's the only way to navigate it. But I will tell you one thing. I much prefer, like, skin pain, like, outdoor pain than internal pain. Like, I'd much rather someone literally slice my entire body open than like have a little like, needle in my heart. You know what I mean? Because now it's like an internal organ pain, which is like I can't even do anything. Like at least if it's like a cut here, it's like okay, like my skin's protecting me. Like even though I got this cut on my skin, like it feels better than like internally. You know what I mean? Like I'd much rather have a bunch of scars on my back from like, falling into a bunch of trees in the woods than have like a sore throat. You know what I mean? Or like a stomach ache. That's my mindset. Like I'd much rather like push really really heavy weight and have my muscles like pushed to absolute failure than have like, stomach cramps or like stomach pain or something like that. That's just my opinion. I just genuinely think like the outdoor pain is so much better than internal pain. And when I talk about internal pain, I'm not talking about like, what's going on in your brain, cuz that pain is a whole different kind of pain that's like for me personally, the way I see it, I definitely can say that the pain that I've experienced that was the worst was definitely physical over mental, 1000%. And sometimes I like see, and this is bad. Sometimes I see people with mental health issues saying this is the worst pain I've ever went through. I would rather like be hurt or something, and I almost get jealous because I'm like, are you serious? Like, you really, you really want physical pain so much? Your mental pain is that bad? Like, I would love mental pain. Like, there was a point where I was in such like severe physical pain. I don't know what it was. Like I was going through something. And I just prefer mental pain. Like give me anxiety, give me depression, and I'll fight those things. I can't fight this pain that I got right now internally. And I'm like you can fight scars and stuff. You could fight like, like outdoor, but internal pain like a sore throat, you can't fight a sore throat. You can't go to war with a sore throat. I think that's my biggest thing and why I would much prefer depression over a sore throat. Because at least with depression, like, all right, I'm gonna go to war with you. Like, I'm gonna go to war with you and try to beat you. If I lose, it is what it is. I died trying. You can't say that to a sore throat. What do you say to a sore throat is you're just annoying to be here. There's nothing I could do about you. Even if I try all these things, you're still here. And it just sucks. Ah, man. Like, y'all need to understand what I'm saying. And like I said, I'm not much of a complainer. Like, sometimes it may seem like I'm complaining, but really I'm just like more intensely kind of, motivating and seeing things. But it could look like I'm complaining because I'm like, and the USA does this and that, and they're all bad and blah, blah. But the truth is, I only do it because I want to help people. Like, some people complain different when without the OG red light. I know, bro, the OG red light needs to come back, but I wanted some natural light in my room for a little bit. I would say the biggest difference though is like when I'm like some people complain there's zero growth in it. Like no one's getting better, they're just complaining, they're just putting out words and everyone's just bothered. But if you're complaining about something that genuinely can make a change, like I complain that the USA has such unhealthy food and then they've tricked all these Americans into thinking all these things and now we're the fattest, sickest, almost unhealthy population. Yes, some people could deem that as complaining, but the truth is if someone heard that, they're like, oh my gosh, I've never heard someone put it that way. That actually really helps me, kind of navigate this entire situation. And then maybe they go to try to lose weight or try to become healthier, whatever the situation is. And to me, I'm just like, okay, like, if I could help one person with that statement, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. But, so that's what I'm saying, like, I think people see complaining the wrong way, because it's like, either you complain and just let it all out, or you keep it all in. It's like, why are those only two options? Why can't it be complain, like, recognize your complaints, navigate them, analyze them, and then learn to make them better, learn to fight them? I don't understand why it's either complain, and then don't do anything about it, or just keep it all in and don't tell anyone to not bother anyone. Like, why is only those two options? Why can't it be complain, maybe tell some people, but also, while you're telling them, also have the frame that I'm trying to figure out how to make this better. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like when you're just straight up complaining about things and they're trying to give you a solution and then you're not giving them a solution, it's very hard for them to continue to listen to you complain about things. Because they realize in that moment that you're not really complaining about the actual situation. You're just complaining about life in general overall, and this is the next thing coming up. Because if you actually were complaining about only the situation in general, the second a solution came up, you'd recognize it and want to use it to your advantage. Some people complain they don't want to hear a solution. And you guys have to understand that, especially in like dating dynamics. Sometimes, if you're a guy and, it could happen anytime. But for me personally, you're a guy, right? And some girl's complaining, right? About whatever her situation. Her day was bad, work was bad, whatever. For the most part, not always, but for the most part, if they're complaining about something like a day, like, oh, the day was just rough, like everyone was annoying, they're not looking for you to give a solution. They're not. They are not looking for you to give a solution. They're looking for you to go comfort them and be like, I'm sorry that happened. That was it. Like, literally, they're not looking for you to give a solution. They're not looking for you to be like, well, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should. They're not looking for that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear a solution. You got to understand when people are complaining to actually get solutions and when they're complaining just to complain. Okay? When I'm ever complaining, which I don't really even consider complaining because I always think people are growing when I do make these statements. But the truth is, I want people to talk. I want people to give me solutions. Like when I complain about things, like when I'm like saying things like, oh, like I don't know how to navigate someone making fun of something that you really don't like about yourself and just ignoring it. But I'm open-minded to someone telling me how you would be able to ignore it. I've just never heard a valid argument for it yet. I don't think I will. But it doesn't mean I'm not open-minded to it because at the end of the day, who knows? I could change my mind. I'm not right about everything. To say I'm right about everything would show low intelligence. Anyone that claims they're right about everything is just a major sign right then and there that they're low intelligence. Because the truth is we're always learning. Science is never settled. And if you really want to go deep into it, really philosophical, the truth is, and I don't know if some of y'all are ready for this, there was a scientist that went really deep into what we're right about. And he went just pre-recorded human history and said, the odds of us being right about anything is 0. And you guys are like, what the fuck does that even mean? But the truth is, think about it this way. 1,000 years ago, when we were, medieval times, kings and queens, witches, people just being, like, killed for, religion or whatever, like, just horrible things going on. Do you think... I kind of lost my train of thought there, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, yeah, no, I got it. So you think 1,000 years ago, when they were doing those things, do you think they were right? Like, when they were killing people for, like, being witches or whatever, do you think they were right? No. Truth is, they probably weren't right about anything 1,000 years ago. So that's the same prediction that the scientist has for us. Is, okay, well, what makes us the special 1,000 years? What makes us not think that in 1,000 years from now, we're not going to be right about anything just like the people previous to 1,000 years from now? That's where that theory comes in. So I know it may sound a little confusing. It's like, what do you mean we're not right about everything? We have to be right about something. Why? What are you actually right about? Oranges are orange? You know what I mean? Like, what if some alien comes in and been like, yeah, but we actually, the universal term, like your Earth term is wrong. Like your Earth term, you gotta relearn like the universal term. What if they come in? Then you're wrong about everything. You know what I mean? So you can't you gotta just be like, I just know the best answer so far. This is my best answer so far. Another thing too, random thought, because we're talking about oranges. So they call oranges oranges. Why don't they call limes greens? Or lemons yellows? That's what I never understood. Like, why don't they call lemons yellows? Like, yo, can you pass me that yellow? Can you pass me that yellow and that orange? It sounds not that bad, to be honest. But, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. It's weird that happened. Like, why didn't they just make it yellows? Like, yeah, we got yellows, oranges, and greens. Like, I guess because you use greens as vegetables, but you could easily said yellows. No, like, what is yellows? That's nothing. You could have easily made that lemons. Lemons, yellows, same thing. Honestly, lemons don't even sound right. Like, yellows sounds better. Yeah, we got some oranges, yellows, and limes. Yeah, maybe that doesn't sound right. I don't know. Like a yellow stand. Not a lemonade stand, a yellow stand. Jesus, okay. Another thing I will never be is a comedian. because I'm not good at stand-up comedy. I'm good at timing. That's where I would say my skill for being funny comes in, is timing. Like timing in a conversation, meaning like I'm the guy that kind of drops like that last bomb at the end of the conversation. That's my thing with comedy. I am not a good stand-up comedian. So like some people will be like, "Oh, I'm a funny person," and then they'll be like, "Make me laugh." And it's like I can't do that. Like I am unable to do that. If you put pressure on me to make someone laugh, I'm unable to make them laugh. Because my entire philosophy with comedy is timing and situation, and would these words work for this specific situation and this crowd? All those different things go into play. So like, and also I'm a psychoanalyzer, so I'm constant, like I make the joke already in my head while the conversation's going on, so the delivery's perfect. You know what I mean? Well, stand up, you're constantly like coming up with things off the bat, and I got like my brain's way too fast for that. I'm not gonna be able to come up with good stuff because I'm just worried about saying words instead of actually trying to be funny. So I would not be a good stand up comedian. If I really worked at it and tried to become the best and like committed to it, I'm sure I'd be better than like 99% of comedians. I think if I really worked at it, but on a just situational like level of just me doing it just normally with zero practice. I love you, you're so handsome. Oh, thank you. No, it's not for me. I that's not my main skill, you know? Like if you were to ask someone, like the average person, maybe before I was more of a comedian. But now if you were to ask the average person the impact I left on them or what emotions I made them feel, the odds are they're going to say way more motivation than laughter. That's the truth. That's the truth. And I'm okay with that. Like, some people get offended when they're like, "Oh, you're not funny." It's like, well, you're only offended by not being funny because you were trying to be funny. If you're really big, strong, and scary, they don't really care about not being funny because who cares? I'm big, strong, and scary, and that's all that matters. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, some of y'all think like, "Oh, like you need to be this, you need to be funny." Like, some of y'all don't need to be funny. Like, some of y'all have such good value inherently that you don't need to be funny. You just need to be motivational. For me, some people do find me funny. But I think another reason I wouldn't be a good stand-up comedian is because my humor is kind of subjective. Like, there are certain people that find what I say funny and certain people that are like, "What are you talking about?" So it really depends. Like, I don't have a very so and the funny thing is, this is what's funny, is that sometimes I'll make a joke and I'll be like, "That was not a great joke." But people will laugh like the more, and I'll get the most like diverse laughs, meaning like a bunch of people will laugh, like people that I would never think would laugh at my joke. And the reason is because their sense of humor is way different from mine. So when I say something funny, it's to them, like I'm like, and then sometimes I'll say some great jokes and they'll completely go over their head. I'm just like, bruh. Like, that's what you find funny? That's the kind of person I am. I'm like, I would honestly be one of those competitive comedians like Joe Rogan or something, where I'd probably, like, after a set, be like, somehow, like, they went over all their heads, and then somehow I say this BS line, and that's what they find funny. Like, that's the thing that they laugh at. You know what I mean? Like, that would definitely be something I would do. Because the truth is, like, I'd be so competitive about it. I'd be like, why didn't they laugh to that? Why didn't they laugh to that? Like, could I have done that better? Like, could I have said that better? Was it my tone? Like, I would go so analytical about it and go so try hard about it, which would take the entire fun, relaxing part of comedian, like being a comedian anyway. So, like, why would I even want to do that? But and the funny thing is, though, some people literally think how I talk is funny. Like, they think the way that I talk is funny, or the things I use, like my out of pocketness, my realness, my ability to not beat around the bush and just kind of say how I feel right then and there. Some people find it extremely funny because I'm constantly saying things that they're like, "Whoa, I haven't heard that." Like, what? I've never heard that in a little bit. Like, who says stuff like that? Like, there's a certain like shock value to me. But also when it comes to like conversation, like one-on-one, yeah, it depends. If it's a one-on-one conversation and I'm trying to like help the person grow, the odds of me being funny are kind of low. But if I'm like talking to someone and I'm like genuinely, I'm not trying to necessarily be funny, but like if I could make as many jokes as possible to make them laugh, I will. That vibe. Some people here's the thing, you guys have to understand. Like, I've like talked to some people that I'm like I'm talking about relationships where like I think they like me for a certain reason, or like there's like it's not because I'm funny, you know what I mean? Like, that's not being and then like when they'll tell me like, "Oh yeah, you're also really funny." I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't even make jokes in front of you. Like that's like so like that's when it gets weird. I'm like, what part is funny about me? Like I feel like I don't even like try to make jokes in front of you or anything like that. But somehow, like, I don't know, like it's just something I say is like I think again it's the shock value, it's the out of pocketness, and another thing too that I always forget is when I'm talking to my friends and family, they're used to me. They're used to the things I say. They're used to how I talk. So for them, like me saying something super out of pocket, yeah, it's out of pocket, but at the end of the day, that's just him. But if someone's seeing for me for the first time or meeting me for the first time, they hear what I say, they're like, "What was that?" You know what I mean? So it's a very different experience for like, if you don't know me because you're just like, and then you get used to it and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's like just how, he conversates or whatever." But that's like, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. What up, what up? Can I ask you something, sure? Yo, damn, 3 viewers, I know, bro. Like, it is sad. It is very, very sad. Facts. Facts. That hey man, that's the realness of the situation. There's nothing to like beat around the bush or be like, like try to fake lie to myself and be like, nah, 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 like we're doing okay. Like no. Like we have 5 viewers and it's sad. Faux show. But the reason I call it out so honestly and say it's sad is because I like enforcing that in my brain. So then I get motivated next time I do a stream to get more viewers. You know what I mean? So like sometimes y'all need to like look at a bad situation and literally make it sound worse. Like, is this that bad of a situation? I got 6 viewers? No. But I'm gonna make it sound bad in my head so the next time I go, I'm like, bro, 6 viewers last time? Unacceptable. You need to change something up. You need to change, like, you need to do this, you need to do this better, you need to whatever it is that I need to improve, I'm gonna improve it. But that's the thing is y'all need to call out these things that may seem bad and you're like kind of questioning, like, am I lying to myself here? Am I not? You are. Okay? It is bad. And even if it's not that bad, make it bad. So then you can get motivated to make it better. Is that not the ultimate strat? Is just constantly like looking at all the bad things in your life and just using it as motivation to make those bad things better? Congratulations, you got a new sub, man. Thank you, brother. I think that's the ultimate hack to growth. Is the ability to look at the bad things in your life and be like, okay, I'm going to use these to motivate me to fix these bad things in my life. Is that not one of the best ways to grow? Seriously, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Is that not like the ultimate hack? Or am I wrong? Where are you from? South Florida. Oh, sorry. What up, what up? Finally, you're here? Hell yeah. We're out here. We are out here, streaming, vibing. Computer's dead, so can't really even look at my sub count right now. It was a rough morning. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It was a rough morning. And it's kind of been a rough day overall. I'm not gonna say rough. Rough's a bad word. I'm gonna say off. And not off in like, nothing happened. Like, off in the sense that, like, I'm trying different things. And when I'm trying different things, things are interesting. You know what I mean? Like, that could mean so many different things if someone's watching from another perspective. But, like, the way I see it is, like, how do I put this? If you have a bad morning, the only thing that will make the day better is to just win the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So, like, everyone gets bad mornings. I will get another bad morning at some point in my life. If I don't, then that's not a good thing. Y'all saw that fly. But the truth is, you gotta look at it like a football game. I lost the first quarter. I'm gonna win the second one, though. You know what I mean? That's how you have to look at it. Because if you don't look at it that way, everything's gonna get screwed up. Because then you're gonna carry that energy into the second quarter, then the third quarter, and then fourth. And after the fourth, you're down 35-0. You're not gonna be able to come back. You can come back in the third. You know what I mean? Tom Brady, 28-3, Super Bowl halftime, comeback of the year. So it is possible, but you need to really tighten up and understand that you're the only one that's going to be able to do it. But if you do, then you win the day. Simple as that. What a coincidence. What up? What would happen? Oh, my girl, what happened? You good? Yeah, I'm chilling. It's just, getting, just doing life. Simple as that. Life guarantees, two things: problems and death. What happens in between those is up to you. So, you know, go from there. What province are you from? No, correct. Why? Just asking. Yes. Hope you have a better day. Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot. You tell first. Oh my god, I have so many friends who are 20. What happened to your knuckles? Like a little lifting accident. It's fine though. And you, whoops. All right. Sup, my guy? Have a good weekend. Thank you, brother. Careful. Yeah, I will. Yeah. I just need to. I just need to be more cautious overall. Just like with everything I do. I just. I'm finding hard. You guys are gonna. You guys are gonna tell. I'm finding it harder to put these words together on like how I'm feeling. But the truth is, like, dude, it's just an interesting feeling overall. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. Simple as that. Hi, I'm from India. My name is D. Hinge. I don't even say that. You're doing amazing, Jake, and I know you know it too. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. But one thing I would say to anyone watching, I guess, the 5 viewers we got, that's what I see as 5, who knows, is that at the end of the day, whatever pain you're going through, whatever struggle you're going through, whatever it is, you can almost always transfer it into something better. And this is kind of how life was built, you know what I mean? Like, we had issues with rain, so we built houses, or just overall just protecting our family. Like, we built shelters, you know what I mean? Like, the reasons all these great things in this world were ever built was because a problem happened. You know what I mean? If we lived in the forest and there was never any problems of rain or animals trying to attack our base or anything, we would never needed to build houses in the first place. And then we would have never experienced all these beautiful houses that we get to experience on Earth. So then we're like, okay, well, was that really a bad problem? Or was that a good problem? That, you know what I mean? Because if that problem never happened, we would have never been able to experience houses. So then I'm just like, you got to really navigate a problem. And I'm going to give you guys, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll give you guys the burnt toast theory. Okay? Burnt toast theory. So some guy, right? He's basically, his son, like, finds a horse or whatever. And then brings it back, and then everyone's like, oh, you're so lucky, like your son just gave you, like, a horse, like that's just free stuff. And then the dude's like, maybe. And they're like, what do you mean maybe? He's like, well, maybe, like we don't know how it's gonna go. And then the horse ran away, messed up all the farm stuff, to like took away some of the other stuff, and like took away like the kid's like lost keychain or whatever. And then everyone's in the city's like, oh my god, that's so horrible, like I feel so bad, like you're so unlucky. And the dude's like, maybe. So basically, for both situations, everyone was like good or bad. He's like, maybe, I don't know. Then, the horse comes back with a bunch of more horses and the kid's keychain, and everything's found. And the horses were now much more happy together and stable because they actually had a family. And everyone in the village is like, wow, you're so lucky. Your son just got all these horses, and your son's better, and he found his keychain. And the dad goes, maybe. my entire point of this is that everyone will say something's good or bad, but you really never know if it's good or bad until the future actually shows it. You know what I mean? So you could have said, oh, having the horse was so good, but then the horse takes away the sun. But having, the horse take away the sun or whatever was so bad, but then they end up bringing more horses. So then they're even more successful. So was it really that bad? You know what I mean? That's where I'm like, that's where I get bothered. So burnt toast theory, keep that in mind, and also look it up because I did not explain it right at all. I definitely gave you the worst version of it because I don't remember it, but it's something like that. That's why I was butchering it the entire time. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like so not caught up on this. What is bro even talking about? All right. Well, I don't care if my friend 20 or 15, bro, but I guess fine. Where you from? Sure, yo, what up? What up? Bro's live stream, not Tinder, guys. Gee, this is a sick profile picture. Sorry, I'm so late on this stuff. My bad. Chillin', bro. It's not what you think. Okay. Yeah, everyone chill out with all this different stuff. I mean, y'all, I don't really care. Y'all can do what you want. This is a stream that's raw, unfiltered, age restricted, all that. So, anyway, what we got? Oh, I'm on trip California. How's Arizona? Arizona's good, brother. I know it's weird, very weird. I like your profile picture though. It's cool in the sun. What's the plan for today? Plan is to win the rest of the day. Try to not lose. Try to not lose momentum. In fact, I'm trying to get as much sun as possible because I've been on this little detox journey, cutting out addictions and stuff like that. And I noticed I sweat and I kind of get like a little, I don't know, weird situations. And I just think getting a lot of sun is definitely going to help with that overall. What do we got? Plan for today, yeah. What the fuck was that story? Bro, the story is the burnt toast theory, bro. Like I was trying to tell y'all before, but then y'all got distracted with whatever y'all were doing. Bro, I'm talking about the kid and the horse and how every single thing everyone thought in the village was like a bad thing. Like everyone was like, oh, that's so good or that's so bad. And then the dad the entire time was just like, maybe all these things are good. Maybe all these things are bad. Because we don't really know until they actually end up happening. And that was the entire point of the burnt toast theory, is that at the end of the day, you don't know if something's good or bad until the future actually, like figure it out, Yeah, I don't really think that's nice to say to someone. Oh, he's so handsome. Okay, Jake. I just got a sore throat earlier, and there's something in my windpill that's bugging me. Bro, same. I had like a sore throat because of my wisdom tooth, and it is annoying me so much. We are going through some pain right now. Salt water, honey, and nature. That's what I would say are the best things. You know what I mean? Salt water, honey, and nature. But yeah, sore throat's tough. I was just talking about that. I'd much rather like a slice on my arm than a sore throat. Like, I'd literally rather someone stab my wrist than have a sore throat. Because a sore throat, you can't do anything about it. Like, a stab in the wrist, like, you can fight that. Like, you could, like, it's like protection on your body. Your skin protects you. Sore throat is just internal pain that's just like, oh, this is just annoying. So, yeah, definitely not a good time for that. Okay, bro, where you there, sun? Wait, bro, why where you there is sun? Okay, the reason that where I am has sun is because I'm in Arizona, and it's a vibe. It's summer. And it's always sunny out here, barely any clouds, especially right now. It's like probably the most sunny, non-cloudy time in Arizona. So it's a great opportunity to get a lot of sun and really maximize, that. Okay, we went over to 10 viewers. Let's go. Yes. How are you liking the summer? Summer's good. I love it. Yo, Jake, you don't work on your abs, do you? No, not specifically. Not specifically. I don't have a specific core day. I do keep my core engaged when I work out. I do, muscle ups, pull ups, all that different stuff to, still engage the core. But I don't have a specific core exercise routine or anything like that. I don't think this is going to stay the way I want it to. Nope, not going to. Nope. Bro, these angles are crazy. How does nature help with a sore throat? So, here's why. Because first off, a lot of people don't realize, but a good chance that you have a sore throat. No, I'm not gonna. Sorry, that's not a good statement. I'm not gonna say a good chance you have a sore throat, but there's a small chance that your sore throat is coming from inside environments like bad air, some sort of mold, something that's not really going right. So I think just overall getting fresh air, especially if you're near plants, trees and stuff, just getting a lot of good, air is actually really good for breathing, for recovery, and also just you're getting energy from the earth, which helps with inflammation because your body is less inflamed once you're in nature and your body's getting energy from the earth. And because of that, your body's less inflamed, your throat's less inflamed. And also, you're just doing more stuff throughout the day, which makes you more tired, which helps with sleep, because sleep gets really hard when you have a sore throat. All right, better. Whew. Yeah, been getting a lot of sun, though. It's been good, though. I hope y'all been getting sun, too, especially if y'all like being tan, because I love being tan. And if you like being tan, then it's definitely a good opportunity to get sun. Well, I'm high up in the mountains. I'm in campsite, so I don't know if that counts. Well, you know what's true? That's better than That's better because at least you're in a campsite. But what could be also happening, because you're in the mountains, is you're just getting a sore throat from the mountains because you're in just such high elevation, which could definitely be happening. Jake, you got any friends? Because I don't see any. Nah, bro. Somehow, I'm able to afford this entire house all by myself. I live alone. I got 0 friends. This big house, this big backyard, it's all mine. No friends, none of that. Those 2 rooms right over there, I just use them for my own stuff, my office stuff, or just to have another room. Nah, I got 2 roommates that live with me, and I would consider them my friends. that was an interesting diss. Here's the thing. This is the interesting thing about disses, or I don't know, things in general. If I take something offensively, it's almost because I have a thing, deep-rooted thing about it. I don't know. So if someone says something like I don't see your friends, I'm like, okay. What? I don't think I've ever been insecure about not having a lot of friends. I think in high school I was a little bothered with my who my friends were. I was I feel like I should meet better people, but I was never bothered with being alone and not having friends. I don't think that ever happened. Because I like being alone. I could throw my friends on the stream all the time if they want. y'all remember one of my friends was on the stream. I don't know if any of y'all remember that, but yeah. Uh, gotta tell you, you got potential to be a big YouTuber. Thank you, bro. Does cough drops help? No, no, don't do cough drops, bro. Here's the thing. Cough drops may help with the feeling, but at the end of the day, bro, if you're taking a cough drop, that means that you're trying to avoid coughing. Why is your body coughing in the first place? Because it's trying to release toxins, okay? You shouldn't stop your body from doing its natural, like, state of what it's supposed to be doing. So at the end of the day, like, you can't be really thinking in that mindset. Like, you can't be doing cough drops. Keep pushing. Hell yeah. Thank you, brother. Are you sick? Nope. I am not sick. Guys, I don't think you understand. I haven't been sick in the past 2, 3 years. Okay, yes, I sometimes get like I sneeze a lot because there's a lot of pollen. You know, maybe my nose sounds a little stuffy at times. But the truth is, I don't get sick. Okay, and I have to credit to my diet and my lifestyle. Okay, at the end of the day, I've never seen anyone do my diet as long as I have, and not experienced amazing results, not only with health but also just sickness in general. But yeah, but people always are asking like, "You sick? You sick?" I'm like, no. And also, I did change my definition of sick, which I guess some people could be like, "Well, that's unfair because I guess you were." But like, truth is, my definition of sick is if I am unable to work out because of the sickness, then I'm sick. And in the past 3 years, I have never skipped or missed a workout because of being sick. And by definition, I don't get sick because I changed my definition of it. Yeah, maybe if I was a 5-year-old kid and I experienced the last 2, 3 years, maybe a couple of times it could have been like, got a little sniffles, have been like, oh, am I sick? Am I not? Blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, changing my definition of it, I think it not only changed my brain, the way I thought about it, but it actually, I mean, the diet, the lifestyle, and the mindset all helped me really just never get sick again. So in the meantime, gargle salt water and drink honey, correct? Yes. Yes, that's what I've been doing because, like I said, my wisdom tooth is here, right? So I get like a sore throat a little bit from the wisdom tooth, like just kind of being all messed up. And so, yeah, you got to do it. Are you only allergic to pollen? Uh, I mean, allergic, I wouldn't even use the word allergic. I just sneeze a lot to it. Because I feel like allergic is like your body can't handle it. It's like, I feel like my body can handle pollen. It's going to sneeze a lot if it's around it. But I still eat bee pollen, like with honey and stuff. Because that's actually really good for you. And if y'all don't know that wavelength, then y'all should get on board with that. Because it's real, it's true, and yeah. Like y'all like I started probably doing bee pollen like 2 years ago, and I don't do it that much. But when I do it, I'm like, yeah, this is good stuff. I used to get like a big thing of it. And my dad's like, what are you doing with all this stuff? I'm like, bro, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You ever see some people try to like eat the thing or like get stung by the thing to like not be allergic to it anymore? Like you saw that one guy that claimed he was like allergic to like peanut butter, so he decided to like eat a little bit of peanut butter every day to like become unallergic to it. Like what do y'all think about that? I always found those videos interesting because it's like I've always been told like if someone's allergic to something, that was it. And now like I'm being told the complete opposite. So I don't know. If you saw Mr. Beast IRL, what would you do? What would I do if I saw Mr. Beast? I'd probably, well, it really depends, to be honest. Like if I saw him and he was just there, I would not even try to interact or talk to him because I know for a fact he doesn't want to talk to someone like me. He's one of those God complex guys that thinks he's better than everyone else because he helps a lot of people. So that gives him like this weird ego. And he also, because he like doesn't like party or stuff like that, he also thinks he's better than everyone else. And like he's like, I barely use my money because I only use it and put it back into the company. Like, but like he just thinks he's better than everyone else. So if I saw him like and he was just there and like not interacting with me, not walking up to me or saying, I would never say anything to him. I would just be like, oh, there's Mr. Beast. That's cool. That's cool to see a very famous person, but that's about it. But if it was a set up like scheduled meetup where like hey man, like you're gonna meet Mr. Beast in like an hour, like he's excited to meet you. And then I'd be like, okay, like, this is an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, this is an opportunity to, like, be a vibe. Like, meet this dude. He's clearly the biggest YouTuber of all time. As much as I don't really respect his philosophy and how he thinks he's better than everyone else in his God complex, at the end of the day, he is the biggest YouTuber of all time. And if he's gonna be respectful enough to meet him, I'll meet him too, and I'll talk to him, say it was good. Like, what up, what up? You know, I wouldn't ask him for anything because that's what he's probably went through his entire life, of just people constantly asking him for things. That's probably why he is the guy he is, because people just constantly use him for things. So then he's just like, oh, well, I have to be this way. Uh, you know who I would really like to meet is Speed. I think he's so genuine. Like, Speed's the type of person that I'm like, okay, like, I would actually enjoy meeting. And a lot of people are like, I don't know. I feel like I have a certain relatability to Speed, like his intensity for life. Like, I don't know. Like, there's something about it I just really like about him. So I would love to meet that dude. Oh, hi again. Last time you were streaming. Oh, yeah. What up, what up? Kind of true, yeah. I'm so happy you remember when I said I was in your closet. Jesus. Do you have a sibling? Yes. Oh, okay. But what if was... Okay. What if it was like Adam Sandler, though? I don't know what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Oh, meeting the person? I would love to meet Adam Sandler. That'd be sick. He's probably dope in person, too. I mean, how could you not want to meet someone that you've literally your entire childhood have probably seen like 10 movies from? Let's name them. Billy Madison, okay? Grown Ups 1, Grown Ups 2, Jack and Jill, Click, Anger Management. There's got to be some other ones. Did we say Billy Madison? I don't know if we did. Happy Gilmore. How did I forget? Like, there's literally so many Adam Sandler movies. Uncut Gems. I didn't really watch that, though. 50 First Dates. What was that other one with the beach movie or whatever? And then the basketball movie. Underrated, whatever. All those movies. 10 movies. I could name 10 movies from that dude. I mean, how would you not want to meet someone like that? Aren't you a singer? Bruh. No. No, I am not a singer. In fact, honestly, probably one of the worst things for anyone to ask me to do and, like, try to be skillful at it. Like, I am not my vibe. What up, what up? We be streaming again? Yes, I will. Morning ice cream. What happened to your hand? Lifting accent. Have you ever did a collab with anyone famous? Nope. Never. I mean, like I said, I only started streaming, like, 2 weeks ago. I basically got, like, 1,500 subscribers in the past 2 weeks. So for me, all this, like, I've basically... You have to understand, for the past 21 years of my life, 99% of, or I guess for the past years I've had my YouTube channel, for 98% of it, I've been a channel with only about 100 to like 300 subscribers. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, started doing some live stream. Now all of a sudden, I'm at 1,000, almost 2,000. So, like, people... Now it's weird because people don't, like, talk to me on the comments the same. Like, even that small difference of 100 to 1,000 makes a difference visually. Like, before, they're just, like, talking, and now they're like, oh, are you famous? Like, oh, like, you know, it's weird. It's very, very weird. Like, it's a weird thing. And, you know, it's funny. I don't know where, like, how much different it's going to be once my channel hits, like, 10,000 or 100,000. Like, because I just know the difference between having 3 digits on your channel to having 1K. That's a major difference. Like, it shows, like, you're not just someone that, you know, like, got all your friends to subscribe. Like, you are someone that clearly has some sort of value. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part. What up, what up? Do you want to? Yeah, if they resonate with my brand, if they're, like, some gym person, if they're, like, super into nature, primal stuff, yeah, there's a lot of people I see, and I'm just like, I would collab with this dude. Like, the truth is, the person that I would most want to collab with is someone that also works out, someone that also gets into the sun, probably another testosterone coach, to be honest, or someone that's interested in the testosterone and has some other like thing that maybe like they're super into video games, but they want me to like help them with their testosterone or something like that, kind of like the Santa Cruz Cookie King vibe. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is, but if you do, that vibe. But yeah, definitely would want to meet someone like that for sure, or collab with someone like that. Not necessarily because they're famous, but because their content matches my content, and we could make a really cool video together because we have such good you know, like platforms that could combine to make, you know, really awesome content. What up, what up? Yeah, like I said, I would like to, for sure. But I wouldn't want to do it like I would want to do it where they like we kind of naturally meet, not like hey man, like I've been really like more like we kind of just naturally meet and then we're just like hey man, we should do a collab. And it's like oh yeah, hell yeah, like something like that vibe. Oh, what do you want to? Crunch, crunch time, boys. Hell yeah. I don't know what you're doing, but if it's crunch time for you, then it's crunch time. It is what it is. It's not crunch time for me. It's the opposite of crunch time for me. It's relaxed time for me. Uh, Tell me on Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. Tell me. Uh, just know I have exams next week, and I have to study because I'm not only on my phone. By the way, tickle toes. Just kidding. How long do you stream? It's different every time. But honestly, like I like everyone's like, bro, like how do you not have a schedule? I'm like, what? Like, am I supposed to have a schedule? Like, am I supposed to have a streaming schedule? Do y'all think I'm like? I don't even think I'm big enough of a creator to have a streaming schedule. I mean, I think that's well. I think that overall is a stupid mindset because at the end of the day, like you could be have one subscriber, make a streaming schedule. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, but also like to assume like to already assume I have one is interesting. Like to already be like, what is your schedule? Not like, do you have a schedule? Like, no. Like, I already assume you have a schedule. Like, how could you not? What is your schedule? What's funniest to me is when people question things, and it looks like a direct question because I read it like a direct question, and it's like they don't even ask like a pre-question to the question. They just go right in, they're like, What's your favorite Roblox? Like some question like that. It's like I haven't even told you if I like Roblox yet, or like again, like that question that we just got, like, what's your schedule? Like, I don't even know. I don't even have a schedule. Like, you haven't even asked me if I have a schedule. You're just asking what it is. Uh, Doing good. How can I become smarter when I sing my phone? Wait. How can I become smarter when I sing my phone? Or when I sing with my phone? Sorry. How can I become smarter when I sing with my phone? Okay, I'm gonna assume you're just saying like, how can I become smarter? And the truth is, the way to become smarter is diet needs to be locked in. Can't be eating processed bullshit. Literally causes plaque in your brain and makes you slower. And you need to learn. You need to learn things. Okay, you need to go to every single perspective possible. And you need to quickly do it. Okay, reading books will obviously help, but knowing information, analyzing it, and constantly just replaying in your brain will definitely help you get smart. But also just life experiences, because at the end of the day, you're not going to learn something unless you experience. I can explain to you all this stuff. The second you go out in the real world, something's going to hit you in the face, you know? So you need to keep that in mind. How often do you work out? 4 to 5 times a week. How are you? I'm doing good. Bro, can you give me 100K? Bro, the fact that you think I am capable of giving someone that amount of money, I almost take that as a compliment, man. Thank you. How old are you? 21. I'm waiting for the day someone just or some random bot goes on a live stream, says, "Can you give me like 500K?" And then the streamer is just like, "You know what? Yeah," and just sends it over. It's like not, and then the dude ends up not being a bot. They just got 500K. Jesus, yeah, it's official. I am not a fan of internal pain at all, at all. It's as simple as I just can't handle it. I'm not built for it. Or you know what? I'm not gonna say that. That's a weak statement. So I'm not built for it, but I just much prefer outside pain. I much prefer like a stab wound rather than a sore throat. That's just my opinion, man. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know. But it's just when like it's just. I wanted to ask, did you ever have fake friends? Yes, I did. I did. And okay, let's understand something. When we talk about fake friends, there's such a spectrum to this. Like, there is obviously a certain thing, it's like, that's fake, that's not fake, that action is fake. But when we talk about, like, fake friends, we're not going to put one person or two people, be like, these people are fake, these people are not. It's like this person's this amount of fake, this person's this amount of fake, this person's this amount of fake, and this person's this amount of fake. That's how I see it, to be honest. Every human has a certain amount of fakeness to them. It's kind of how humans work. If we didn't have it, then I mean, we'd probably be all killing each other, you know? Because every time someone's like, oh man, I really wanted to kill that person, but I couldn't because I had to be fake nice, you know? All those times. If we didn't have it, you know, society wouldn't run well. Flex bro, show your progress. Sorry, I'm too tired right now. You could look at my YouTube or Instagram though. I have a lot of flex and stuff right there. Hey, how are you? I'm doing good. So yeah, the fake friends I had. So let me talk about when I realized they were fake friends. The truth is, you're always gonna get little signs, right? And the truth is, maybe they might have some good intention in mind, but they can't even handle their jealousy or insecurity about you. That's the thing is like some of y'all think it's like so cut and dry. Like either they're fake or they're not. It's like sometimes you have to understand like fakeness can come out when jealousy comes out. So it's like one of your friends could be really you could be really really good friends. Then all of a sudden you start working out, getting really really bigger and stronger and just better looking. And then your friend all of a sudden gets really jealous, okay? And they start being fake to you. They start talking shit about you. They start, like going behind your back, whatever the situation is. And then you're just like, wait, what happened? We used to be like really good friends. Like, why? Like, you weren't fake before. It's like, well, you have to understand, before they didn't see you as a threat. Now that they do, now it's a whole different vibe. Now they're afraid of you. Now they're talking shit about you. So a lot of friends do turn fake when you're growing. But the best way to find out if someone's a fake friend, somebody just see how much they talk shit about the friends that they're really nice to or really close to. That is the best way to do it. If they're constantly talking shit or talking bad about people that they have in their Instagram pictures or claim to be close to or can't claim to be friends, they're constantly talking bad about them or constantly trying to make them look bad. That's a fake friend. And you have to understand, and I always call out every single person that does this, which is why my circle may be a little small, not super small, but anybody that ever does this, I haven't had to do this in a while. Usually only happens with girls. But if they're ever talking shit about someone else, right? I'll always say this just to make them think. Hey, like you're always talking shit about these people. What makes me think that the second I leave, you're not talking shit about me? And I swear, every single time I say that, they're flabbergasted because they feel like I've just almost caught on to their game. Because just so you know, if they're talking shit about a bunch of people they say they're close with, just so you know they're talking shit about you too. Just so you know. Just so you're aware, okay? They're not just gonna pick and choose who to talk shit about, okay? If someone's a shit talker, they're a shit talker, okay? And that's something some of y'all have to understand. Is like if you see someone blatantly like having beef with all these people and like that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like you gotta put two and two together. But again, like I said, like if someone is genuinely being fake to you and a lot of people think like fake friends are different, like, oh, they're actually not there for you when you need it or something like that, or like like it really depends. But overall, like I would say my fake friends that, I really didn't like, it was much more of like their deep rooted insecurity and jealousy kind of getting the best of them rather than them just being an overall fake person. Cause like it's almost like, ah man, like we're chill, but like unfortunately you let your insecurities and jealousy get the best of you and that caused you to act in certain ways that just was unfortunately too much where now I guess we can't be friends. It was never like a situation where it was like, wow, this person is so fake. They just talk so much shit about me. There's so much beef. It was always like, sorry, it was a little too much. You went a little too over the edge. And like I said, it's not, I don't like, for me personally, I'm not one to be like, hey, we're not friends anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that. I'm just more like, yeah, I'm not going to really talk to you as much. I'm not going to really, like, it is what it is. And sometimes, and the truth is, sometimes people will be like, no, what? Like, sorry, blah, blah. And then, like, through there, maybe you could talk about it. But the truth is, some people are like, okay. And then at that point, boom, done. Never have to talk to them again. So just keep that in mind that, like, there's some people that are going to possibly turn on you, get jealous of you, or just overall not be there for you. And, You kind of just have to understand that. Like, many humans are fake. Many humans are fake. And you have to kind of call it yourself and be like, well, when have I been fake? When have I, possibly not been? And you really have to do that so you can analyze every single person that's fake, but also not like just be like, that person's fake, everyone's bad and I'm good. Like, you gotta be like, okay, when have I been fake? Okay, well, that's probably why they're fake in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, I give a lot more sympathy to people that are fake because I do understand sometimes. Not, let me repeat that. Not that I give sympathy, but like, if it comes out after, not before, then I'd feel bad because I know it's just out of insecurity and jealousy that was created by me simply existing. So then I feel bad. I don't feel bad when people try to act like they're a really good person when they're not. That actually really, really bothers me. Is when someone, it doesn't bother me when someone is like, nah, I'm an asshole. It is what it is. Deal with it. That doesn't bother me. We know to stay away from you. Cool. But the person that's like, no, I'm actually really nice, and they're not, that's an issue. Because now you're dealing with someone that's deceiving you of how they actually feel. That is where an issue comes in because not only are they not a good person, but they're trying to get all the benefits of being a nice person, right? While not being a good person simultaneously, which is just the most disgusting thing that people do. There's a lot of politicians that do it, on both sides, obviously. Yeah, they just try to act like a good person and win people over, even though they're not really good people. If I talk bad about her, she is angry about me, but I see her talk bad about me also, but I don't fight back because I don't like fighting people. I only like fighting siblings. Like I said, y'all definitely need to do self-analyzation, and also y'all have to understand this. Getting back at someone, like, oh, they talk shit about me, like I'm gonna talk shit about them. It's not the move. You have to understand, like, what you basically did, I hate to sound like a teacher here, is you brought yourself down to their level because they pissed you off so much. So it's almost like you know, someone cheats, right? Someone cheats on you, and you go, I'm gonna cheat on them. It's like, why? You want to stick with someone that cheated on you? Why don't you just break up with them and then go do whatever you want? Why do you now have to be a cheater? That's where I get really, I'm not gonna say I get confused, 'cause I know exactly why it happens, but I just find it interesting that people are just hypocrites to that sometimes. Like, they don't understand that uh, they could be doing the exact same thing the second, like, and that's the thing is, like, and it's the same thing if someone, like, really takes a low blow at you or really, offends you or says something offensive to you. If you, like, here's the thing. If you genuinely, nice speech, bro. I've been listening really. Oh, hell yeah, thank you, brother. I'm just guy, I'm doing good. He's a human, just like you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. What was I just talking about? Yeah, if you're genuinely, like, if someone genuinely says something offensive to you, you're not going to feel better getting them back. That's the thing. Here's what I kind of thought, or I guess I kind of realized through middle school a little bit, is that we all think that if someone's, like, making fun of us, like, verbally, right? Verbally, that the second, like, we punch back at them with something hard that really hurts, we're going to feel better about ourselves. And the truth is, you don't. Because what happens is you end up being like, okay, this person just stooped down to a low level to try to offend me. That's what happened. They stooped down to a low level. You can recognize they stooped down to a low level, but you just did the same thing. And if you can recognize it or you cannot, you know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that, though, is that at the end of the day, you can't stoop down to their level. You have to be the bigger person. You have to be the more mature person. You have to think about it and go, okay, this person just said this really offensive thing. Now, like, a lot of people's first initial reaction is get them back. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's their first initial reaction is get them back. Like, how do I make them feel like they just made me feel really bad? How do I make them feel even worse, right? You know what I mean? It's an initial reaction, and it's not hard or it's not easy to control at all. Especially if they take a personal attack on you. You're like, wait, what? Who are you? Like, you're this. Like, that's what I'm saying. You're like, my brain just did it too. My brain just did, you're this. Like, the second someone's like, what do you mean? Like, the second someone says something, you constantly, the first thing the human brain does is goes, what, who? Like, not what you said, who just said that? You, what do you, how could you say that? Not how could someone say that? How could you say that? So I think there's an issue there because you take the personal shot at them, and now you still feel bad about what they said. They feel bad about what you said, and you guys both don't feel good. I would say what's better is just, take the hit, use as motivation to become better, obviously. You're not just going to sit there with it and just sit there like a little pussy. But you're also not going to be weak and, defensive. Instead, you're just going to take it, hold it, and use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? That low blow, yeah, it was a low blow. Yeah, it hurt. Use it to your advantage. The words, your comeback statement, your comeback to that, to their low blow, is not saying another low blow. You're going to be the bigger person and actually achieve your goals. And then they'll see that you're actually achieving your goals. And then, is that low blow really going to hit as hard? No. I'm sure you achieving your goals is going to hit them way harder and way more significantly than you just pointing out something that they probably don't have any control over, because that's what low blows are. Low blows are usually someone making fun of something that someone has no control over. That's why it's called a low blow. You know what I mean? Because you're not like, oh, like you're... Like a low blow isn't like your room is messy. That's like, bro, you could clean your room in 5 minutes. That's not a low blow. But a low blow would be something like your eyes like pointed to the left or something like that. Like something you just have no control over. Like something like that. That's a low blow. Okay, no problem. What do you think about forcing religion on others? I think overall promoting religion in general is a better thing than not, because humans are so like need a faith to like function, that we already see like what happens with humans that don't have a faith. Like, I don't need it, I'm chilling, but these other people do, apparently, like especially California. So I would say it's good to promote, but forcing, that's where it becomes an issue, because second you say force, you're basically saying making them do something that they might not want to do. And that's an issue, because if you're making someone do something they don't want to do, what does that mean? It means that they're not actually really resonating with any of the stuff that they're saying anyway. So, like, if you force someone into religion, especially Christianity, they might actually like it less. You might actually turn them off from it. Like, haven't you noticed there's a lot of people that, aren't in Christianity, and then all of a sudden they jump into it because they realize, oh, wait, God actually talked to me. But if you already force God down their throat, they're like, no, I already went through all that entire thing. I don't want to go through it again. So they never actually might be able to. So it's almost better to just really, really promote it and let them kind of find God or whatever, rather than just force God and be like, you need to believe this and say this or you're going to hell. Like, I think the whole hell scare tactic, probably one of the stupidest things that parents do to the little kids. Like, thinking that if they don't pray, they're going to go to hell, if they don't go to church, if they're not, like, acting right. It's like, isn't the entire point is that, like, you can make a bunch of sins and then God will forgive you? So you can technically be, like, a drug addict, gambler till the age of, like, 98. And then the second, like, you're about to die, you could just say, oh, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Then instantly you're chilling. Because that's the argument I always go to, right? When we think about this stuff. But I don't know if we're going to get too into religion on this one. Damn, bro, 10 people just left. I know. Didn't leave. Well, I'm not going to leave. But I got to go. Yep, gotcha. Nobody ever forced their religion on anyone in the 21st century in the USA. People sound dumb saying Christians force their religion. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, the truth is, at this point, it's first off, it's hard to force like religion on people unless you're like in like a home in like Virginia, like small town, like the next big city is like an hour away. Like, then it's a little bit easier. There's not that many surroundings. You guys might not even have a TV. Like, it's a little bit easier. It's definitely easier in the old days. Now there's social media. It's so hard. It's so hard to force anyone to do anything with all these different opinions. But the truth is, I would say for overall like human peacefulness, religion's good. I mean, you compare Utah to California, to West Coast places, one state that's really big into religion and one state that's really not, especially the areas that are really not into religion, and you see what's going on there. Come on. That's where you're just like, you can't deny that you'd much rather go to an island where they practice religion than an island where they have no religion, they're just, walking around aimlessly. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. Okay. Sorry. If there's no religion, people will make their own and follow that. Yep. What if someone really hurts a person and that person wants to die? What can I do? Make them better. Oh, what can you do to make them feel better? So, the only thing I would say someone can really do to make someone feel better if they really feel bad and feel like they want to, do that, is to kind of just lead them in the right direction of being able to have their own story of helping themselves. Because the idea of someone like truly saving someone or truly like getting someone off of their feet, it's it's very very hard. What you're gonna find in the world is you absolutely need to have that self ability to be like, okay, but you could have someone like teach you the way to learn how to rely on yourself and count on yourself. You know what I mean? I'm saying that's more the approach I would take. But the idea of someone actually like helping someone get out of a bad situation with their words or actions, like the only words or actions they could do is the words of you need to do it yourself. Like the only thing that the friend would help doing is telling them, hey, I can't help you. I'm my own person. Like I can't just go to your house every day and ask you to do it. Because at the end of the day, even if I do get you to do it, at the second I leave your house, then you're gonna need me. So then you're not doing it on your own. So you're not really learning anything. That's the entire point. You need to do it on your own, or they need to do it on their own. Whoever. Just ignore them. It's not worth your time, and just focus on yourself. You're better than them. Subject. What up? What up? Yeah, bro. So true. I subscribed. Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, wait. I misunderstood. Hey, Jake. By the way, I took the skis for the first time, not solo, and I was with an instructor, but still surreal feeling. Hell yeah. Skis are definitely surreal. Skiing for me, it was fun. Like, obviously, it's exhilarating, but the amount of like gear you need, I just didn't feel free. I didn't feel like free out there. Like obviously when you're moving and you're like free, like I'm free, blah blah, but like for the other 98% of the skiing, you're all compact, it's all cold. It's not my habitat at all. Oh, skies. Oh, my bad. My bad. Oh. Uh oh, oh shit. Oh, you went to the sky. Oh shit, not solo. I was with an instructor. Jesus. Oh my god. It's a lot. Okay, well, yeah, it probably is a weird feeling. You're flying something. It's a whole different vibe. Whole different vibe. Do you have an animal like maybe cat or dog? Sorry. 2 dogs, both in South Florida. Okay. All right, y'all. So I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I know I'm definitely gonna stream again later today. Don't worry, y'all. Don't worry. We'll get back into it. But I do have to eat. I do have to do some work stuff. Get back on my grind. But yeah. Thank y'all for hopping in. Uh, it's been a good stream. Good questions. Good talking points. Good people in here. Good community. Uh. So yeah, 80 subs left to 2K. Hell yeah. So yeah, we'll try to get to 2K tonight. But other than